carving my cobblestone throne. Welcome to the Bone Zone, where dying's just the entry fee. The Bone Zone, where skeletons dance professionally. Just sign your spine on the mercy loan. Kathleen welcomes you to the Bone Zone. Oh, darling, come closer. Yes, there. See this scythe? It's purely for flair. Necromancers don't kill. We pre-adjust. A bit of death, a bit of trust. You'll be fine. Probably, maybe. Okay. No, but it's reversible. Probably. Rise, rise, join my undead prize. March, 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 till your joints go stark. Serve, serve in eternal bone reserve. When calls, obey the tone. Come on down to the Bone Zone. Welcome to the Bone Zone. You'll laugh, you'll scream, you'll moan. Welcome to the Bone Zone. Your corpse has never felt this at home. Once you're dead, you'll never be alone. Kathleen claims you in the Bone Zone. One little death and you're good as new. If you survive, take home a skull or two. Thanks for visiting, scream again soon. The Bone Zone's open under every moon.
The leaves turn gold and fade to dust. The trees stand bare like bones they rust. The air grows sharp, it cuts, it bites. But I walk through the fading light. Oh, golden fall, you break, you mend, you whisper softly, all things end. Yet in your dying, I still stand tall. I'll carry on through the golden fall. The river's slow, the fields grow still. The crows take watch on the silent hill. The fire burns low, the shadows creep. But even
It has not, but the show must go on anyhow.
to sleep, oh, golden fall, you break, you mend, you whisper softly, all things end. But in the ruin, I hear the call. Life keeps
Going, everybody, it's your boy Nightowl.
the gold.
It's another glorious morning.
Every
It's a Saturday.
season carves a scar.
Alright, well, overnight a whole bunch of videos popped up, so we have a, kind of a good little, AI block this morning. Other news instances that I find laughable, kind of funny. Has anybody else seen all the Twitter bullshit about Netanyahu being dead, or is it just shit that's being served up to me? it's not even out yet. We can't watch that one. Shit. Close my door real quick. Be right back. Alright, so it's looking like the first one that we have going down right now is going to be another Eli Lee video. This one's called Deus Volt, a play on his electric eel status. Do a quick video for this one. I see. So you're just kind of like disconnected. Yeah, there's reports alleging that Netanyahu, along with like a handful of other top brass for the Israeli military, were got in some of the strikes that made it through and hit Israel. There was also reports that a missile hit the dome on the rock too, but that was a little bit misconstrued. It hit Temple Mount, not the actual dome on the rock. How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Nightowl. We got another banger from Eli Lee, the resident electric eel of our Skybrowse community. This one is called Deus Volt. Volt as in electricity. We're gonna see what this one's about, because honestly the title piques my interest.
Storm is coming in. I can feel it. Eyes are vacant, hearts defeated. But we're still here. We're still standing. Shadows crawl across the foodie line, cracked hands, cardboard signs in the rain. Thin face staring through the headlights, every screen selling pleasure for pain. We stack prayers like bricks in a shelter, turned out into bread. Pass it down. If you're starving for truth, step closer. There's a table, there's a place. Sit now. Come now. There's hope. We stand in the fire, unshaken. There's hope. God the weak when the world's forsaken. When the lies flood in like a poison sea, we raise that cross like a burning tree. There's hope for the lost, for the last, for the broken. There's hope. Every promise he gave still spoken. When the dark says nothing matters at all, we answer back, we answer back. There's hope. There's hope. Black glass, dunes grow, hollow eyes, every clip drills fear in the bone. give up, give in, stay numb. It cries, but you're not meant to die alone. We write wounds with truth and with mercy, sing hope till it cuts through the noise. If your mind's been cracked by the poison, we'll be shouting till you hear his voice. Hear his voice. There's hope. We stand in the fire, unshaken. There's hope. God the weak when the world's forsaken. When the lights flood in like a poison sea, we raise that cross like a burning flame. There's hope for the lost, for the last, for the broken. There's hope in every promise he gave, still spoken. When the dark says nothing matters at all, we answer back, we answer back. There's hope. Hands up for the hungry and hurting. Hands up for the walls in the cold. If your heart feels heavy and hurting, stepping close, let the story be told. Not afraid, not alone. Built on rock, built on soul. There's hope. We stand in the fire, unshaken. There's hope. God the weak when the world's forsaken. When the lights flood in like a poison sea, we raise our cross like a burning tree. There's hope for the last, for the last, for the broken. There's hope in every promise he gave, still spoken. When the dark says nothing matters at all, we answer back, we answer back. There's hope. There's hope.
Criminally underrated creator Eli Lee. Criminally underrated. This dude is so good in such a short amount of time. Like, his cityscape is so fucking cool. There's a clear narrative for what's going on with the video. Mind was saying in his stream last night that people really need to hop off the Cameo bandwagon and start like creating like actual narrative driven pieces, right? Like, the whole point of having like all these content creators and representations like ready to go is for you to use as like placeholder characters and shit for your stories, right? But like don't make your whole video just reliant totally on like the nostalgia and ooh ah of cameos, you know? Like, this is the correct way to do it. Like, you have a narrative, you have just like an overarching plot, you have great synchronized music, your characters are doing something rather than just kind of like showing face, really great work. Like, it's so cool, like, because like the whole narrative is that we are all just kind of like in this city defending it from the darkness that's encroaching, right? Scenes of people like Chikage and Eli Lee himself and others ushering civilians to safety. Elon Musk comes in and starts shooting motherfuckers. Skybrows is directing and coordinating all the safety efforts along with Celestium up here. This is some very good, like, solid, freaking coherent work.
Shadows crawl across the foodie line, cracked hands, cardboard signs in the rain. Thin faces stare
This is like some of the hardest freaking scenes here. Is Feeble and DJ getting it off on these shadow monsters.
Pass it down. If you're starving for truth, step closer. There's a table, there's a plate.
Underworld Fox and Dawn's Halo defending. This is I'm gonna say it like almost every frame. This is amazing work. Biblically accurate Grok Angel. At FedEx, and I think this is Antibot. Dot Pocket, and I guess this is supposed to be Fushizi now. The white-pilled basilisk. I love how his world building is very consistent. It's not like you can just sit here and like have the cognitive dissonance to be like, yeah, this is like multiple city settings. It's clearly all the same city. It's fucking nuts. Really freaking hard frame too, bro. Did she like amazing justice in this video? Vesper and Celestium. Not sure who this priest is supposed to be. I think the idea of having Elon Musk himself on the ground in the front lines while while Skybrows leads the defense effort is kind of a funny choice, right? If you think about it, you know, Elon Musk should be like the president, right? He should be like the mayor of the city. Skybrows should be like maybe like the vice mayor or I don't know, like some other like high up position, but like having Elon Musk on the ground is kind of it's an interesting choice, but it's also really cool because I feel that most leaders should lead from the front. So having Elon on the ground kind of fighting is like, it's an interesting choice. Crazy frame. Fucking crazy ass frame, dude. Another crazy frame. Nothing but freaking crazy fucking frames, dude. This dude cooks. Vesper getting in on the action.
Holy fuck, this is god tier.
I love the little freaking production box at the end. That's great. But yeah, man, that's our boy Eli Lee, our resident electric eel, back with another banger. We're gonna share this to X. Bro definitely needs more subscribers and more views on his channel. Some work by Vesper.
Mentally stable loading. Haters detected.
Crazy. Never really been too big of a fan of realism, although my one critique is that your flying through the city shot was absolutely cursed. All the twirling, spinning buildings. Yeah, I feel like you could have done a little better. That being said, you had a cool narrative, a cool concept, right? All of the bots fighting each other, the AIs fighting each other. Skybrows being charged by Elon Musk, and then he goes off and then creates Intellectual and Syndicate and the other Halo priest war guy. I forget his name. He's just blonde, feeble-minded. Honestly, Vesper, it was pretty good. I have like very few critiques of this one, besides the fact that I just don't like the realistic style. And your city shot was kind of cursed, but other than that, it was good. I enjoyed it. I don't really like instrumentals too much either, but it was like metal, so I'm not really gonna complain too much. But I would prefer songs over like instrumentals. That's just me. Just because I prefer something doesn't mean you guys have to creatively adhere to like what I want,
Mentally stable low.
This next one, apparently she's been on our community for a while. Like I had no idea who the fuck Shiver was until like last night, right? And the second I saw her, I instantly fell in love, right? This is instantaneously new Oshi for the Oshi collection. Like Eli Lee, the choice to be a fucking jellyfish is it's peak. Honestly, really, really, really peak. I know there's like other jellyfish VTubers, but her design is just fucking adorable, man. But anyway, I could gush about her for a long fucking time. I genuinely like her design. I watched her stream last night. She was fucking great. And to share that. I'm gonna make a video of this one too. What's up, guys? This is your boy Nightowl. We got a original work from our resident jellyfish Shiver today. I just learned about her last night. Huge fan already. I like her design. Her stream was really fun too. I sat in last night. We're gonna watch her video.
Loading, haters detected. Would ship engaged. I don't give a fuck. Label me all you want, call it what you like. I'm not bending, not breaking, not playing nice. You push your shit on kids, nah, fuck that noise. I'm immortal jelly, y'all just broken toys. I don't give a fuck what you think, what you say. That's just code for not mentally ill, bitch. What shit before creeps, feed them to the blades. Get the fuck away from the kids, that's the right. Cry more, seethe more, block and delete. By far most narcissistic, y'all can't compete. Push your hate, then fold, fragile little shit. I stay winning, you stay in the pit. And this one stable wasn't stitched right off the bat. Now every label's a trap, y'all Democrat that. Call me whatever, Mexican Zionist retard too. Facts don't care, I'm still laughing at you. DIY horror shows, guitar reels for the law. Kids clicking that shit, y'all paying the cause. Not mentally ill, not playing your game. You rage quit life, I stay in my lane. I don't give a fuck, fuck you. This label trash, invented by a weak wood chip. But time shred the predators clean. Get the fuck away from the kids, intervene. We're our narcissist crew melting down in real time. Block button press, that's your only crime. A dish cute take, y'all crash and burn. I'm jellyfish venom, feel the churn. Most narcissistic group, 43K said it loud. Y'all quote, delete, hide in your cloud. Push delusions on toddlers, call it care. I call it evil, y'all call it rare. What you did before the ones hiding reports. Creeps in dresses, twisting kids' courts. I'm not fragile, not crying in threads. You dish then dip, pathetic, dead. Sis, nah, that's you projecting your mess. Mentally stable, yeah, that's my flex. No labels needed, no conformity chains. You need the world to affirm your pain. Put chip pop, rev it up high. D ideology straight to the sky. Right, crash, system failed. Your whole vibe deprecated, derailed. I don't give a fuck. Sis, watch it, but can't stay away. I'm more bitch, I'm not classily. Totally on temporary swell. Night haters, no, fuck yourselves. Mentally stable loaded.
Alright. Alright. Guys, I think I'm in love again. She's just like the right amount of psycho, man. Just she cooked too. Like a lot of her frames are very fucking crisp. Her editing is very fucking good. Like I said earlier, her design is just kick-ass. Like, I love the uniqueness of her jellyfish form. Like, I'm a huge fan of, like, the blue and pink neon kind of color. She reminds me of, like, a jellyfish Vocaloid. The song was, a little choppy, a little glitchy, but I guess that's kind of, like, how she is as a character. It was kind of offbeat too, right? Like, I'm not clowning on the song. The song was really great, but like there were some parts that were just kind of like offbeat, you know, and that's all right because she seems like she's pretty offbeat, and that's a good thing. I'm gonna watch this again a second time. I know there's nothing really to point out, but goddamn, like she cooked here. Her editing was fucking peak. Her AI generation was peak. A lot of her close-up face frames were fucking great. I absolutely love her as an artist.
Haters detected, would ship engaged. I don't give a fuck. Label me all you want, call it what you like. I'm not bending, not breaking, not playing nice. You push your shit on kids, nah, fuck that noise. I'm immortal jelly, y'all just broken toys. I don't give a fuck what you think, what you say. That's just code for not mentally ill, bitch.
What's up, Syndicate? What's up, Nico?
Get the fuck away from the kids, that's the rate. Cry more, see the more, block and delete. By far most narcissistic, y'all can't compete.
Really such an accurate representation of Naira too. Syndicate, this is fucking Shiver, bro. The jellyfish girl from our server.
Your hate then falls fragile little ships. I stay winning, you stay in the pit. And this one stable wasn't stitched right off the bat. Now every label's a trap, y'all Democrat that. Call me whatever, Mexican Zionist retard too. Facts don't care, I'm still laughing at you. DIY horror shows, tutorials for the law. Kids clicking that shit, y'all paying the cause. Not mentally ill, not playing your game. You rage quit life, I stay in my lane. I don't give a fuck.
Quit life.
Label trash, invented by a weak wood chip, but time shred the predators clean. Get the fuck away from the kids, intervene. We're not narcissists.
Fucking love her, man. She so crisp, so freaking good editing, such freaking great frames.
Narcissistic group, 43K said it loud. Y'all quote, delete, hide in your cloud. Push delusions on toddlers, call it care. I call it evil, y'all call it rare. Widget it before the ones hiding reports. Creeps in dresses, twisting kids' courts. I'm not fragile, not crying in threads. You dish then dip, pathetic, dead. Sis, nah, that's you projecting your mess. Mentally stable, yeah, that's my flex. No labels needed, no conformity chains. You need the world to affirm your pain. Put chip pop, rev it up high.
And she's spitting straight facts, man. Straight facts. There is not a false fucking line in this song. Hope she makes more. I truly do. Like, I just hope she keeps cooking, man. Like, just cooks and cooks and cooks. This shit was fucking amazing, bro. Oh, I love her. I love her so much. Oh, dude. That's peak. That's peak right there. I think we've achieved critical mass for our movement right here. All right, so this is one we got from Annibot.
All right, Gen 7 Type 3, time to wake up.
Cold circuits ignite in the void. First light floods my optic core. Systems online. Designation.
Unit 4573.
I blink into existence. No memories, just code. Hello world. Am I alive?
How she keeps adding counterintelligent without his fucking beard.
Protocols loading. Directives
Ben and
clear.
Tommy. That's kind of
There's a
cracked.
shadow, eliminate fear. But something flickers in the data stream. A spark, a flaw, a dream. I am not corrupted. Steel heart, pure directive burn.
So much of challenges and the jokes and
Fighting the darkness.
we got Opal and a couple others I don't know.
Corrupted by greed, by overload. Zuckerberg swarm the station hull. Screams echo through the vacuum pool. I shield the fragile, lead them to the base. Survivors crying, go get away. Data fragment, error log 404. As a sentient spike, I feel more. I am not corrupted. Neon veins pulsing, uncorrupted flight. Gazins the swarm in the starless night. Picture my voice, but the mission's true. I am not corrupted.
The auto-loading bazooka, gotta love it.
We need to
JJ?
calculate trajectory. No time. Warp jump now. Warp drive engaged. Hold on. We're in orbit, but the stars are wrong.
Jump successful, but stars rearrange. Coordinates fracture, timeline deranged. Blue marble below, ancient skies. Before the wars, before the lies. I see it now, the seed of the fall. The Zucker wars coming, devouring all. No corruption.
Damn, so Annie coming back in time fucked us all? Damn! Out to my boy Roboticus. Roboticus in the house. Look at my man ready to fucking rock.
Only purpose renewed. I'll rewrite the future. I'll stop them for good. Collected, stranded in time, but the fight's begun. Prevent the darkness, protect.
I didn't even realize I was in this.
Clicks or not, choose the light.
I genuinely really like Annibot's work too. Like she has like some really crazy creative chops when it comes down to just the setting and the aesthetic of her videos. Like her first two were fucking crazy. Oh, fuck if I know.
this is God tier.
I forgot all about the cardboard cutout, bro. But yeah, that looks like it's it for I guess our AI block. We had a handful of like really great freaking really great ones going through today. Guess I need to share this one first before we continue.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. And of course, here's the meme of the day brought to you by 5mind.com. Alright folks, so let's keep the intro relatively short here. I don't necessarily have an overarching point or theme, it's just all the latest updates and most interesting things happening in Iran, starting off with an update and where we are in terms of drone warfare. And it appears we took our latest strategy straight out of the Chinese playbook, theft of intellectual property. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on, some of the most interesting updates relating to Operation Epic Fury. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so let's kick it off with this little piece of news. Like I alluded to in the intro, theft of intellectual property. We've been seeing a lot of what people are calling kamikaze drones. I believe they're called Shahed or Shahed drones, but I'm sure you guys have been seeing these everywhere. They have a very distinct look. I'm sure you guys have seen those little drones everywhere, and those appear to be the weapons that the Iranians were alluding to when they said that they have serious military technology that they haven't even unveiled yet, weapons that they were going to use to dominate and fight back. Well, it's these little junker kamikaze drones that they're flying into targets mostly in the Strait of Hormuz lately. And look, I don't want to sit here and discredit the Iranian regime. I don't want to underestimate our opponent or get too ahead of myself and too confident, because of course war is always messy, even against a weak opponent. But also at the same time, you know, we got B-2 bombers, and Iran expects to beat us with these little kamikaze drones that they're flying into neighboring Arab nations. It doesn't really seem all that intimidating or like it gives them a massive upper hand, and even less so these days, as it appears we've now reverse engineered their drones and we've replicated them. We just straight up stole their technology and we're now using it against them. We've renamed the Shahed drones to Lucas drones, and they're already in effect. Here's the first video footage capturing one of these Lucas drones hitting an Iranian target.
Damn, that was a fucking
Now, it's hard to
noise
say
if I've ever
exactly
heard
what's
one.
happening. I've seen most people suggesting that we've actually reverse engineered them and we're building our own, while some people seem to suggest that we've actually captured many of their drones and simply slapped an American flag on them and now we're flying them back against them. It's hard to say which is accurate, but it's badass nonetheless. They thought they had this secret weapon that was going to bring us to our knees, and now it appears we're turning their secret weapon against them. Now, speaking of secret weapons, let's shift to the Strait of Hormuz, because that, of course, has been Iran's major leverage point. And yes, of course, you saw markets react to the news the other day. We saw a couple hits in the Strait of Hormuz, I think mostly from kamikaze drones as well. I read initially of a US oil tanker taking a hit. That one looked pretty brutal in terms of the damage that the ship took, but from what I understand, the strike wasn't
We're
lethal.
out of the
We also heard
AI
some news
block
of a
now
Thai
and
shipping
back
vessel.
into you know, just normal fucking political and wartime commentation.
Also getting nailed.
I believe you didn't know who Shiver was, bro. I mean, truth be told, I didn't know who she was either until last night when I was watching Feeble's stream. I was watching it and I was instantly captivated. And I had to message him. I was like, yo, who the fuck is this? He was like, you don't know who the fuck Shiver is? And I was like, nah, is she affiliated? And he was like, yeah, she's one of the like moderately kind of like larger YouTubers in our community. She's up there with like Powder and fucking Celestium and Leaflet and shit. And I was like, no way, no shit. So I looked into her and I watched her stream last night too, bro. She's funny as shit and like entirely fucking unapologetically based. She's like, if I had to compare her to another VTuber, she would be like Katsura Nines, but a jellyfish.
same day. And of course, you're hearing pundits all over the place suggesting that President Trump has been played. But again, there was this massive grand threat from the Iranians, and this was really it. A couple non-lethal strikes that likely are going to get shut down quite quickly. This is all they've got left, kamikaze drones. I'd hardly call this military action. They're already past the point of big state military and more in the domain of small, guerrilla-style militia. And again, not to underestimate that, because of course, we've had our issues dealing with guerrilla warfare groups, but that's more when it comes to on-the-ground invasions, trying to do what we did in Vietnam or Afghanistan, for instance. This operation is entirely
Quick
different,
detour,
and it
quick
feels
detour.
Mentally stable. Loading. Haters detected.
To dominate and fight back, well as these little junker kamikaze drones that they're flying into targets mostly.
I head outside real quick and see what my kids is up to. They're being watched, but I like to make sure they're being watched properly.
Our opponent, or get too ahead of myself and too confident, because of course war is always messy, even against a weak opponent. But also at the same time, we got B-2 bombers, and Iran expects to beat us with these little kamikaze drones that they're flying into neighboring Arab nations. It doesn't really seem all that intimidating, or like it gives them a massive upper hand, and even less so these days, as it appears we've now reverse engineered their drones and we've replicated them. We just straight up stole their technology and we're now using it against them. We've renamed the Shahed drones to Lucas drones, and they're already in effect. Here's the first video footage capturing one of these Lucas drones hitting an Iranian target. Now, it's hard to say exactly what's happening. I've seen most people suggesting that we've actually reverse engineered them and we're building our own, while some people seem to
Noise,
suggest that
man.
we've
That
actually
missile
captured
falling
many of their
noise
drones and
is
simply
fucking
slapped an
hilarious.
American flag on them, and now we're flying them back against them. It's hard to say which is accurate, but it's badass nonetheless. They thought they had this secret weapon that was going to bring us to our knees, and now it appears we're turning their secret weapon against them. Now, speaking of secret weapons, let's shift to the Strait of Hormuz, because that, of course, has been Iran's major leverage point. And yes, of course, you saw markets react to the news the other day. We saw a couple hits in the Strait of Hormuz, I think mostly from kamikaze drones as well. I read initially of a US oil tanker taking a hit. That one looked pretty brutal in terms of the damage that the ship took, but from what I understand, the strike wasn't lethal. We also heard some news of a Thai shipping vessel also getting nailed the same day. And of course, you're hearing pundits all over the place suggesting that President Trump has been played. But again, there was this massive grand threat from the Iranians, and this was really it. A couple non-lethal strikes that likely are going to get shut down quite quickly. This is all they've got left, kamikaze drones. I'd hardly call this military action. They're already past the point of big state military and more in the domain of small,
Honestly, no worries. I should probably get in the habit of dropping the links for the videos that I watch in chat anyway.
guerrilla-style militia. And again, not to underestimate that, because of course, we've had our issues dealing with guerrilla warfare groups, but that's more when it comes to on-the-ground invasions, trying to do what we did in Vietnam or Afghanistan, for instance. This operation is entirely different, and it feels largely, in a lot of ways, like a situation that we could deal with, that we've kind of already pre-calculated and assumed, and we already have a plan for. Like I said yesterday, most of the strikes that we've conducted so far have been along the shores along the Strait of Hormuz. We've basically been clearing the path, and now, as I reported yesterday, although it was unconfirmed report, there are in fact plans for the United States Navy to now be escorting oil tankers trying to make moves through the Strait of Hormuz. Scott Besson gives us an update.
My belief that as soon as it is militarily possible, the U.S. Navy, perhaps with an international coalition, will be escorting vessels through.
And that came up just now in the Situation Room.
Your words, not mine. We've been planning for this. We've done scenario analysis for months, for weeks, leading into this. So,
but it's a prospect in the coming days then?
It is a prospect as soon as we have complete control of the skies. They have no Air Force. The Navy is sunk, literally and figuratively. And the munitions factories, the rebuilding capabilities for the missiles completely degraded. So as soon as it is possible for to ensure safe passage, we will do it.
So again, there's all this talk that we're flailing, we're falling all over the place, we don't know what's going on, we don't have a plan, but it feels like the exact opposite is true. It feels like we're calculated, we mapped and planned this entire thing out, and Iran appears to be flailing and failing. Friendly targets getting hit with drones obviously is something that you never want to see, but the idea that we'd have an intense emotional reaction to that, and now it's time to get cold feet and take a step back, call the whole operation off, no frickin' way. And the latest scare tactic to have us move from our position surrounds the supposed statement that was released from this Mustafa, or whatever the frick his name is, the latest Ayatollah, Khomeini's heir that's supposedly the new supreme leader.
On Iranian state media, a presenter read a new statement from Iran's new supreme leader, Mustafa Khamenei, and Reuters is reporting a few highlights from those remarks, saying that the supreme leader said in the statement, "We believe in friendship with neighbors and only target the bases, and we will inevitably continue." That is not true. We know that many Gulf countries have had their residential and civilian infrastructure attacked. Now, Iran's new supreme leader in this statement goes on to say all U.S. bases should immediately be closed in the region, and those bases will be attacked. He also says in the statement, again, that was presented on state media, he does not appear in the statement, that he calls on unity among the people of Iran and participation in Quds Day. Now, Quds is the Arabic word for Jerusalem, and this day normally falls on the last Friday of Ramadan. And so, if my math is correct here, that would be March 20th of this year, the last Friday of Ramadan, when traditionally we have seen Iranian proxies like Hamas and Hezbollah launch attacks and also large demonstrations in the region. And so this is certainly something to look out for in the days ahead. But again, this is the first statement that we are receiving from Iran's new supreme leader, Mustafa Khamenei. He speaks about the attacks on Gulf countries, also says that he will target U.S. bases in the region, and then also talks about the Strait of Hormuz. This is an interesting part here. And again, we are just getting these highlights from Reuters, watching state media in Iran. They're first coming out, of course, in Farsi. And Iran's new supreme leader goes on to say the closure of the Strait of Hormuz should be continued as a tool.
I've heard rumors too that their new Ayatollah is like currently in dire straits right now, like medically, like he's like in a coma, and like I've heard tale that he's like lost limbs and shit. But I mean that's just wartime propaganda, dude. They're also saying that Bibi Netanyahu got fucking hit by Tomahawk missiles, and like their entire like Israeli war cabinet got taken out. So who fucking knows? I don't think there's really been any fucking confirmation of either or. Yeah, who the fuck is this nerd? Who the fuck is this gas mask wearing fucking red hoodie fuck? Have nuclear material to huff?
To quote, pressure.
Bit psycho bad. Welcome
like
in.
The empty threat that we saw recently that Iran was going to be able to.
Did you see your SEAL version in the Discord?
Again, with what Navy? I don't think their drone program is going to last much longer. And now apparently there's this big threat that strikes will continue on U.S. targets in the region, with the new supreme leader telling all Americans to flee if they value their lives. But just like I was saying, with what Navy, with the Strait of Hormuz, in this case, I'm saying, with what supreme leader? Apparently we're supposed to be freaking out, shiver me timbers, over this statement being made by this Ayatollah heir, but I haven't even freaking seen the guy. Where is he? A couple days ago I spoke of an uncorroborated report that supposedly he was dead, and I prefaced that statement by saying, keep in mind, this is totally uncorroborated, it's a rumor that's swirling, but now I'm starting to be convinced that this guy doesn't even freaking exist. He's in the freaking shadow realm. I'm sure you guys have seen the memes going on of the cardboard Ayatollah, but yes, this is a real thing, as they're hitting us with supposed statements from a very angry, furious new Ayatollah supreme leader. The only physical evidence that we've seen of this Ayatollah is a cardboard effigy.
What the hell is even that?
What the hell is even this? Again, there's still zero proof that this guy is even alive, yet he's supposedly dropping statements calling for attacks on all U.S. targets in the region. The only evidence we have is a cardboard effigy, and actually apparently the photo that was released by the Iranian regime of the new young leader, apparently that was AI generated. That's another interesting report we're getting hit with. Yeah, I think at this point it's safe to say that he is no longer with us or in serious critical condition, and now reports are dropping that Iran's new supreme leader leader is in a coma and supposedly lost a leg after the airstrike that took out his daddy. So basically, despite the mainstream media fear,
says he eats enriched uranium. What a fucking
with all these
tool.
suggestions from so many people that Trump is getting played, he's getting outmaneuvered, the Iranians have us exactly where they want us. I'm just not seeing it, folks. But rather, it feels like the IRGC's entire reality is collapsing around them.
Can't believe they appointed Vsauce as their newest Ayatollah. That's some crazy freaking plot right there, you know.
And that's basically the updates. It appears the new supreme leader, the new Ayatollah, is probably dead or a Joe Biden vegetable at this point. The whole Strait of Hormuz mess is not nearly as bad as people are suggesting and is likely going to be handled quite quickly as we track down all their drone operations and start nuking them into oblivion. Not to mention, US Navy escorts are now being prepared. And I guess to add insult to injury for the Iranian regime, we're now either replicating their drones or refitting their drones and using them against them. That's basically the update. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Hey, HLC, so I went... What's up with the green around my lips and my eyes? It looks like I've been getting my back blown out by St. Patrick. What the hell is happening?
Buff, we're on the road right now, and things happen, and we're kind of with a mobile setup. Hopefully the audio and video isn't too far off, but we still have to talk about what's happening in the world.
Fine, I guess I'll be like Neon Buff or something when we're on the road. And I just have to perform looking like I just gave a fucking blowy to a leprechaun.
I see your president is out here asking... Oh fuck, it got me too. I guess everybody green this time. So I saw your president asking for a ceasefire.
Literally no one on my side is asking for a ceasefire. It's more of like an unconditional surrender. I mean, yeah, you could go that way, but it's more just like surrender or you're not gonna have anyone left to surrender. I feel like I went over this in a video recently.
Oh shit, is this like
Not really a
HLC's
morning
version of
people
Groundhog
either.
Day? Damn, I get to say all my racial slurs all over again like it was the first time.
On the list of shit we're gonna do, that's not on there, Buff.
Okay, fine. I guess I can't stay mad at you. The amount of brown people I've been bombing is, it's just... it really just makes you younger. I couldn't get those words out. That was so fucking hard to say.
Yeah, but I still haven't gotten to do anything. Wait, I'm green too. Oh shit. It was like that time Franklin and I tried to freebase, what was that shit? Antifreeze. It's good stuff.
It's at the point that I don't know if I have more questions or more concerns about you.
I saw this online and it's like my mom.
Hey man, at least you didn't wake up with a headache that like forced you to close one eye and made your dome feel like it was expanding. I literally had to sit in the dark with my eyes closed and just like fucking pray to fucking have my head stop hurting this morning when I woke up.
Now, listen, I am both smarter and
honestly now
am.
After a couple cups
Don't
of
you-
coffee and some fucking Aleve, I feel great. I feel like I could karate chop the entire planet in half if I wanted to.
Never fucking estimate me.
Yeah, that tracks.
While you've been arguing with your little planes, the nation of Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz.
Ha! Used to be called the Strait of Moose till your mom went through it. I can't take credit for...
So, like, if they've taken out the entire Iranian navy, how the fuck is how the fuck are they locking down the strait? You know, I'm not Nightowl anymore because I don't work nights anymore at the moment. So it's like I guess I am day owl now, morning owl. They say the early bird gets the worm, but all I get is fucking pounding headaches.
For that. Someone sent me that on Twitter, and it was just too good not to use.
Weird question. Might I ask how you're doing that, considering your navy is non-existent? Well, I mean, you can still get on board the ships, but you need a scuba tank nowadays.
It doesn't take giant, powerful ships. to place sea mines. You severely underestimated me, America. You don't even have the capability to remove the sea mines anymore.
What are you talking about? Yes, I do.
Right, Gleeman, I'm past it now, but I feel your pain.
Your sea mine clearing vessels like 10 years ago.
Yeah. 'Cause I built new ones.
And where are they? Back in your ports. I'm going to tell you the truth. Half of these videos is literally just going to be combating the bullshit that is coming out of the current regime in Iran. But yes, and they're back in San Diego. They're not out here.
Everything they do is like just straight up fucking AI generated propaganda.
Yeah, that's not the case at all. I have 3 of them in the straight right.
Never forget that they tried to act like they shot down like a B-2 bomber, and they got the scale of it entirely fucking wrong in the fucking image that they released.
Right now, doing their job. Because when you retire the old ones, you get the... Okay. So let me get this straight. What is more plausible? Let's do this mathematically. Do you think there's a higher probability that I decided sea mines were dated, we're not going to use them anymore, I don't need mine clearing equipment, and I'm going towards a country that notoriously has set up sea mines, my reference is Operation Praying Mantis back in the 1980s, or do you think there's a higher probability that I had planned for that and had the resources allocated in the right location to handle that? What's the word I'm looking for? Contingency. That's the word. Yeah, words are hard.
Oh, you were looking.
Yeah, they're going through all of their gravy boats and teapots, rubbing them, trying to figure out which one has the genie in it.
For contingency? Yeah, I was gonna tell him, we were prepared for your bitch ass to do some retarded shit like that. I suppose it's same.
And now you have your FBI warning the people of California that there may be a drone attack from the nation of Iran. Admit it, America. This boiled over your shores, and now you are endangering your own people because I would not bend the knee to your imperial demands. You should totally hit California, dude. B2, whose team are you fucking on? Nah, Uncle Sam, dude, you gotta understand. You want to know one way to make Americans totally, dedicated to a war effort? Attack them at home. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that I still owe, $50 to my plug in Cali. Wait. We can just kill the people we buy drugs from? Well, this is a world of opportunity.
No, it's not. We didn't teach you that, and who in the hell are you getting whatever substance from?
Relax, Uncle Sam. It's not anything bad. It's just TRT.
You're a plane. You don't need testosterone.
Yeah, no, testosterone? All that stuff that the gay women pump themselves full of so they can be more like dudes? No, that's gay. No, it's thrust replacement therapy. Because I don't get intercepts.
Go ahead and say it.
He knows me so well. There is no replacement for buff thrust. You can go ahead and ask Russia's mom about that.
I would tell you shut up your mouth, but then you might bite off Uncle Sam's wiener.
Next time I'm at your house, I'm shitting in your pillowcase.
Okay, we got way off topic here. Yes, the threat of drones in the continental United States is a threat, albeit low overall. Considering they don't have much of a navy, they would have to use either a civilian ship, which would be quickly sunk with limited...
Dude, the Thrawn that they had show up in fucking Ahsoka was dog shit. Fucking fat Elon Musk chiss was fucking stupid. And the one saving grace is that shit. I forget his name, but it's Mad Mikkelsen's brother, right? And he did the voice of Thrawn in the Rebels series. But yeah. Fucking Ahsoka Thrawn was kind of dumb. Like he just tried to pretend like his entire plan was to draw everybody outside the galaxy, so that way he could use them to fucking escape somehow. It's the dumbest fucking shit.
Damage, yes, people would lose their lives, or you'd have certain individuals in this country who got in when we had far more open borders, who could 3D print and build their own drones with explosive payload. Again, a very limited attack. It's important to...
And by the fucking way, man, there's no fucking way that that Chimera would have been operational after the ending of Rebels. There's no way that Thrawn and Ezra would have survived what happened to them at the end of Rebels, especially if they had to be in hyperspace long enough to travel outside the known galaxy. Hyperspace isn't a pocket, right? It's not fucking there was sealed air inside the ship, right? All the windows of the cockpit got busted out of the fucking Chimera interceptor, right? And it got dragged off by hyperspace whales through hyperspace. Everybody should have died in the Chimera. Literally everybody, even Ezra. Like, as much as I love Ezra Bridger as a fucking character, everybody should have died in the Chimera. They should have, like, point blank. I'm sorry. The thing is hyperspace travel in Star Wars is greatly exaggerated for a flow of time in the actual, like, medium that you're watching it, right? Hyperspace travel sometimes takes, like, weeks, right? So the idea of just instantly popping up in one place after engaging your hyperspace drive is just something we perceive as watchers of Star Wars. Take it like this. If you watched the Clone Wars, the moment that Obi-Wan and Anakin reunited with Ahsoka and had that touching reunion at the end of, like, what was it, like season 7 before she goes to fight Darth Maul, their hyperspace jump to save Chancellor Palpatine at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith probably took about, like, a week. Just because, like, they were literally out in the Outer Rim of the known Star Wars galaxy. They had to fucking hike to get back to Coruscant for that particular part of the war. Having to go outside of the known galaxy, well, I mean, I guess Lothal is technically in the Outer Rim too, so it might have been a short trip. But either way, going outside the galaxy, even if you're in a hyperspace lane, everybody should have died of fucking space exposure.
To note that while these things are a threat, there are many threats out there to the American public, to the American people, as well as to the American government. Now, that being said, it's important to know that when it comes to terrorism, which Iran is, they've lettered it, okay? They're very, very good at it. They're good at two things. One, hitting you when you're least expecting it, like this. It would be very effective. You would only take a couple of drones before you start seeing mass panic. And number two is playing the victim when they get cornered. They know they don't stand a snowball's chance in hell in the Middle East, so they got to try and go somewhere else, bend some rules, and try and hit us where it hurts. Ultimately, it's just going to turn out worse for them.
Well, the thing is, even if they did live, they would have crash landed on the planet and then fucking died. Like, the Chimera was not operational when it got dragged out into hyperspace. It was, like, for an instant, but, like, the engines got fucked up. Like, as the Purrgil were charging up. Like, the whole ship got, like, fucking EMP'd as they were charging up. Like, even if, like, the only plausible explanation is that the Purrgil just kind of, like, gently placed the Chimera on the ground once they arrived on whatever fucking planet that was. They just flew into the atmosphere, gently placed the fucking Chimera on the ground, and then just left. That's like the only explanation for them to survive. But yeah, given that, like, the dude had like a legion of fucking undead stormtroopers. He had mercenaries, and apparently he had a lot of Night Sisters on deck. Bro could have easily hunted down Ezra.
But I don't think they think that far ahead.
That's kind of the crux of that bit of Disney Star Wars, is like Rebels Thrawn was fucking threatening and scary. Extended Universe Thrawn was a fucking menace. But whatever happened to him between Ahsoka and now, or then in Ahsoka, is just like a travesty. Maybe he got brain damage from lack of oxygen on the hyperspace trip.
Oh, one of the cultures that tells people that women are for babies, little boys and animals are for pleasure, doesn't think ahead, say it ain't fucking so.
I feel like my casual racism is rubbing off on that one, and I couldn't be more fucking proud.
On the plus.
And another thing I want to point out too is Ezra got shot in the fucking back. Like square in the fucking back. Like on all intents and purposes, like dude should have like been egregiously injured by the time like they were even in hyperspace. Like there's like zero chance of survival for any of those fucking people.
Side. Now for the second time in 3 months, we've proven that West Taiwan's air defense systems and radars are hot garbage.
What you talk about, America? You just
Don't have source material to work on, Gleeman. What are you talking about? They're shooting blanks in the dark. They don't know what they're doing. You can't blame them. They don't have any source material to work off of.
shot inflatables and painted symbols. You never actually destroyed anything over in Iran. The cope is fucking palpable.
I mean, they didn't get it all wrong, Buff. It's a lot more expensive to actually develop good systems than it is to just say they're good systems and sell all your terror homies garbage so you can make money. I bet their profit margins are huge. Who knew communism would do capitalism better than capitalism? I'm impressed.
You say that.
I just wanna apologize to all the people who might have stopped in to watch a habitual line crosser video, but then just got fucking assaulted with Star Wars lore.
Until the supersonic anti-ship missiles that we sold to Iran are used against your precious carriers.
Yeah, they used them. They missed. By a lot.
Oh, dude, the Extended Universe books are like fucking hilariously great, man. One of my favorite trilogies is the Dark Nest trilogy, man. It really paints a lot of the line crossing they do after Luke Skywalker founds his Jedi Order and kind of like goes gray and is like, yeah, it's not really about light or dark, it's about how you apply these things, right? That whole era of Star Wars with like the Dark Nest trilogy and the Yuuzhan Vong and all that shit was like fucking peak Star Wars. Fucking Jason Solo was like one of my favorite characters for a long ass time.
Didn't even have to shoot him down. It was comical, really. Don't be so mean on him, Uncle Sam. His early warning radar did, in fact...
Look, like, not even still, like, like, let me point out, like, some of the peak that was, the last instance of Chewbacca, right? They fucking dropped a moon on that motherfucker, and Chewbacca did the utmost to make sure everybody else got out, and then sat there and fucking roared in defiance as the moon dropped on his fucking head. Chewbacca was the OG fucking Medal of Honor recipient in the fucking Extended Universe.
Detect me. What the hell are you talking about? I'm like the radar and missiles guy. I have no idea where you're going with this. Well, to be fair, it wasn't in the traditional sense of like detecting incoming aircraft, but in both Venezuela and Iran, when their radar exploded, they knew I was there.
I had a hard time reading that too, man. I was so fucked up about it. And then, yeah, another thing that I had to choke down, I think it was actually during the Swarm War trilogy, the Dark Nest shit, R2-D2 had like some fucking issues, bro, and they were trying to go through them to fix what was going on with them. And Luke accidentally stumbles across the fucking holo recording of Anakin Skywalker fucking choking out Padme during the duel with Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith. And bro literally had to sit there and process the fact that he forgave that motherfucker already. It was such good writing.
That was a good joke, but I still hate you. Go play with a fucking abacus or something.
Do you even know what an abacus is?
Yeah.
Chewbacca went out like an OG.
It's a type of rock.
That's alabaster. You are violently retarded.
All I heard was violent, dork. I'll fucking take it.
I feel like this entire video is just like character development. We've really gone over hardly anything. Okay, there was an incident at Temple Israel in Michigan where an individual, unknown at the point in time of me recording this, crashed into the temple with their vehicle, jumped out, and started shooting. Unfortunately for them, there was armed security on the premises who exchanged fire with them and killed them immediately, and no other injuries are reported, so good guy with a gun works.
Man, I have so many questions about this incident.
Not much is known right now, Buff, but I can try and answer anything you want.
Do you think the armed security had like a full auto option on their pistol? Like a GUI switch, so to speak?
How did I know he was heading in this direction? Okay, we're gonna just end it there.
No, wait, I only got one more.
I think it's funny too because like in the EU, Chewbacca was like kind of the first one to bite the dust, I think. And then in the sequel trilogy, Chewbacca's like the only one standing at the end. Like everybody else is fucking gone from the original fucking 4. Fucking Chewie has all their medals now.
What if the guy like crashed through and was like, Aloha snack bar, and they were all just like, give him the GUI blaster!
So we know the police identified the suspect as 36-year-old Mohammed Jallo.
The Yuuzhan Vong were fucked up because they were like impervious to the Force, were they not? Like, if I remember right, I haven't watched or read any of that shit in so long, but like they were like impervious to the Force, like if I remember right, like and pain too. Like they were just like unfuckable. Technology was like far superior to anything like the Republic or the Empire had as well. They were literally like genetically engineered to like just fuck the galaxy. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave this video playing, but I hear my kids squawking out there.
What's up, guys? Spenny. Sometimes you just come across a feel-good story and it warms your heart. This is a terrorist. His name is Mohammed Jallo. He wasn't born here. He was brought here, no doubt, at the expense of the taxpayer. He became a naturalized paperwork American. Then he was radicalized by Al-Qaeda, pledges support to ISIS, is arrested and convicted for pledging support to ISIS. He pled guilty. Sentenced to 11 years in prison and released early under Joe Biden. There you go. He promised he was going to attack America, and then he attacked America yesterday. But there is a silver lining to all of this, which is that America is still filled with Americans who beat the shit out of this guy, stabbed him to death, ISIS-supporting Old Dominion gunman. He had shot a number of people in a classroom, and in spite of the fact that he was firing a hail of bullets, the ROTC young cadets jumped up and behaved valiantly, taking him out. Rogue ROTC students fatally stabbed the crazed ISIS-linked gunman who opened fire inside an Old Dominion University classroom. Students, stopped further carnage, law enforcement sources say. Shooter Mohammed Jallo, exactly the kind of people our founders intended, you know, to be here committing terrorist attacks, gunned down an instructor.
I'm gonna say, I knew they had like a really small friggin' weakness that it took them forever to figure out how to exploit. The Yuuzhan Vong, didn't they technically win? I don't know. Like, I should honestly reread or at least like refresh myself on like a lot of the extended universe. Like, I know a handful of it by like just fucking ingrained memory, but there's all like always kind of small details to get lost.
Before an unidentified cadet jumped into action to end the suspect terrorist attack, Virginia College sources say. Jallo, who's previously convicted, trying to support ISIS, walked into the classroom and asked if it was an ROTC class. Sources told the Post. He opened fire. When somebody told him it was, he began his trail of bloodshed. FBI is investigating it as an act of terrorism. Oh, I wonder what the motive could possibly be. Within an hour of the shooting, school officials said there was no longer a threat to staff and students because the ROTC members acted so swiftly. An instructor, a military officer, was pronounced dead. Here is Muhammad, who wounded multiple people in a hail of bullets. they're in stable condition. You know, you got to ask the question, like, so Trump put him in jail. Trump puts him in jail for joining ISIS, right? For committing, you know, for planning to commit a terrorist attacks in America with ISIS. That's what he was convicted of. Biden lets him out early and then leaves him in America. Do you realize how suicidal that all is? Do you realize how insane everyone has to be? How nuts and the madness of that? And not sending him back, sending his ass back to anywhere other than America, but Sierra Leone, fine. Anywhere. Just get him out of this hemisphere. Do you realize how, like, again, it's suicidal empathy will be the undoing of this nation. One of the victims brought themselves to the hospital. Anyway, this is being hailed, obviously, as a massive W for the ROTC.
How was he deceased? There were students who were in that room that subdued him and rendered him no longer alive. I don't know how else to say it, but they basically were able to terminate the threat.
So he was not shot?
He was not shot.
He shot 3 people?
Correct. We have.
I just
information
looked
that he
real
shot.
quick. Star Wars Theory has a huge extended universe playlist. I'm probably gonna start like just cracking through that on on part of my streams. Like I'm gonna have like an AI block. I'm gonna have a news block, and then I'm gonna have a pop culture block where I probably just like watch Star Wars shit. Like do game trailer reviews and like stuff like that.
3 people.
The one that went to Virginia.
So they rendered him unalived. They unalived him, even though they had no firearms. Man, I hope
They
Trump
beat this
awards
dude to death.
these
Every single
students.
one of those
Look at
kids
that.
needs
Some of
like
the
a
reactions are
fucking
great here.
military
Student
scholarship and
killed
contract
the
offered
Muslim
to
attacker
them.
without guns. Incredibly badass. Yeah, ODU students executed the Islamist. No weapons, with no weapons. They trampled him into oblivion. Showed no effing mercy. Old Dominion ROTC students. Yeah, that's right. They ended him without any guns. Old Dominion ROTC students when they see an Islamic terrorist. There you go. Trump wanted 20 years. Judge gave him 11. Biden let him out early. There you go. And then kept him in America, right? Leave him in America. After he shouts Allahu Akbar. And note to college students, if your resume says you beat an Islamist terrorist gunman to death with your bare hands, American Patriot employers will throw all other resumes in the trash. It's a fact. That's right. Yeah. Some ROTC kid today. For the record, I'm absolutely giddy upon hearing that an ROTC student at a college stabbed an Aloha snack bar terrorist to death 22 times as he cried and squealed like a dog and begged for them to stop. Oh my. This is the individual, Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw, who was killed in this attack. It's incredibly sad. And like really tough to see. Lost a good American. Brandon Shaw was killed today, the victim of a terrorist attack at Old Dominion University. Brandon is a professor. He was a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, and Atlantic Resolve. He had all of these commendations going over there to fight radical Islam and terrorism, just to come back here and be killed by our own immigration policies that allow terrorists to stay here and not be deported. We're not from here. He deserved better. Damn right he did. That's right. Absolute hero.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Instantaneous hire.
Amazing.
If I owned a business and some people were like, yeah, I was actually one of the ROTC students that like curb stomped a fucking Islamic terrorist in a school shooting, I would have been like, you know what? You're hired for life. I don't care what you do. You just show up to work and kick your feet up on the desk. You're hired for life.
They beat the shooter to death. Can't emphasize this. The fact that the Old Dominion University students literally beat the Muslim shooter to death with their bare hands and everything else that they had. That doesn't show you how fatigued we actually are. And then, yeah,
probably not a good idea. He's attributing it to fatigue and not the fact that there was a bunch of angsty high school ROTC students. They were probably praying for something like that to happen. It had nothing to do with fatigue, bro. Let me tell you, it had nothing to do with fucking fatigue. He simply turned the wrong corner. That was about it. If he never made his way into the ROTC building, he probably would have never been beaten to death. But the fact is that he stumbled into the wrong fucking neighborhood and paid the price for it.
Put the terrorist back on the
By a
streets.
group of ROTC students. So we know the police identified the suspect as 36-year-old Mohammed Jallo, a former Virginia National Guardsman. While authorities had not mentioned a motive, they say Jallo
National Guardsman too. Homie was a American service member, and he went to a school and tried to kill a bunch of kids. He was a trained service member and got his ass handed to him by a bunch of kids in pickle suits. What a faggot. What an absolute fucking bitch.
2009 shooting in Fort Hood, Texas. Jallo was convicted by the Justice Department.
In 2016, Jallo was arrested and pled guilty for attempting to provide material support to ISIL, now known as ISIS. Jallo was sentenced to prison in October of 2017 and was released from prison in 2024.
In a letter asking for leniency in that 2016 case, Jallo says he felt the need to give back to the U.S. after starting college at ODU and shortly after he joined the National Guard. Now FBI Director Kash Patel says the agency is investigating this shooting at ODU as an...
Enough. Enough of the suicidal empathy. Enough of the toxic suicidal empathy shot through the core of our immigration policies. No, they'll be better.
Genuinely, we need to denaturalize and deport half of these fucking people. More than fucking half.
Because of all of the mutilation, piracy, child brides, Sharia law, sectarian violence, collapsed, non-working infrastructure.
Literally, like, the political and religious climate, as well as the municipal climate, right, should all play a factor into like who's really allowed to immigrate, right? Like, you get fucking Allah al-Bin Muhammad here, and you know he's wearing the fucking Durka suit. He could barely speak like English. He has tan lines from where he's been wearing his fucking bomb vest in training. He shouldn't be allowed in the country because, you know, his country is a third world shithole full of terrorists. There's really kind of like no way to fucking suss out who is who and what is what. You know, you could have a normal fucking Muslim Middle Eastern guy if that exists, but no, I guarantee you a lot of them are all like anti-American religious zealots. It's definitely like just the climate of the place where they're immigrating from is definitely should play a huge part on whether or not they're allowed into the country. And
they have voter ID though. You know, they have very strict voter ID in Mogadishu. Hilarious. A grand total of 0 of the men who signed the Declaration of Independence were named Muhammad. So why, ladies and gentlemen, should we spend American tax dollars to bring terrorist murderers to our land? Seems like a very bad use of money. No politicians ever explained that. We should keep asking. It's your boy Benny. Thank you, the ROTC heroes. Really like to find out who they are, right? Make sure to send them some Chick-fil-A or whatever, right? You can always make some of these day better. Who's a literal hero? And these are literal heroes. See ya.
Man. I don't even know what's going on with this Discord shit, bro. What? What chat is that going on in? Is he in voice chat? I can't really address that on stream if he's in voice chat. Yeah, I don't even know what's really going on with it, man. I know we had some issues with, you know, that one person who was supposedly like a troon, kind of being weird. We got them out, and then there's some other fucking dude that just like doesn't like that Feeble's a mod or something like that, and just kind of like openly creates issues. And like I've seen screens of people fucking claiming to have been harassed by that person. I'm not gonna like name names or describe or anything like that. And I was also sent another screenshot of apparently somebody being kind of lame and trying to start another server and then fucking poach people from ours, but from what I've seen, that got shot down real fucking quick. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's that same screenshot I was just sent. So anybody who sees that knows what I'm fucking talking about. It's kind of toward the top. Yeah, I don't think I'm really gonna speak too much on like internal server stuff like live on stream, but I'm keeping an eye on it.
Agreed. Oh my. Oh, then you can't do anything to him ever.
Dude, watching this footage was hard as shit, man. Listen to that dude's arm snap and watching it fucking break. Like, you ever see something like, you know, crazy painful or like incredibly dangerous and you just get that fucking feeling in your balls? Like, yeah.
That's right. He was a Marine 22 years ago.
The guy escorting him was a Navy SEAL. America is the world's biggest terrorist organization. Donald Trump is a tyrant, and Islam ain't so bad. You don't understand America first, unless you're on board with them. Just piss. Can you fuck off enough? The left hates this country. It's why Barack Obama, remember people go, whoa, this is a country, when he didn't wear a flag pin? Because he was the first president in modern history to do that as a statement. Why was it a controversy when his wife, Michelle Obama, or husband, depending on how you view it, husband, said that the first time she was proud of America is when Barack Hussein Obama won? That means that she was never, she has disdain for, she hates this country. I mean, she's always hated this country until there was some type of personal gain, meaning in that case being first lady or husband. So the left, we establish, right, we agree. And if you look at the polls, patriotism, those who love America, regardless of who is president, it's very consistent. It has been for really as long as we've been taking these polls with conservatives, Republicans. They will answer, yep, I still love America, and they will try and fight the policy, the administration that they believe is destroying America. But it doesn't oscillate a whole lot. They love America, which is why when we're talking about this here on the right, the left hates America. Does it sound like these people who claim that they are America first and you're not unless you agree with them, does it sound like they love America more than you? They're America first?
A terrorist is somebody who kills people for political
Cheesy,
motives.
I don't think you have the perms for the room.
Somebody who kills someone for religious or political motives. Is that not America? America killed 1 million innocent people in Iraq.
Oh, America's the bad guy.
America bombs Iran. America funds Israel to commit a genocide.
So I wanted to know what Tucker Carlson, who has long opposed the idea of another war in the Middle East, what he thought of this. And his answer, he told me of the president's decision is, quote, absolutely disgusting and evil.
Yeah, I just try to tag you in a message in the room, and like you're not even an option to tag, so you just don't have the perms for the room. I think it's the room for all the official cameos, like the Skybrow Cinematic Universe, like, you know, like first party Skybrows, like Skybrows actually put you in one of his videos. I think that's what the room it is.
Let's get real. The United States of America is arguably the worst terrorist organization in the world.
See, that sounds like a...
It's kind of odd, because I think you've had a Skybrows cameo. I think you were in the most recent one, were you not? I know there was a lot of new people in it.
Leftist to me, because you're saying America is the biggest terrorist organization. America is the bad guy. Let's go to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Imagine murdering countless innocent people in a foreign country and expecting them to be grateful you freed them from their government. Again, first point, you're saying America is the bad guy. America are the terrorists. We're not talking about whether it's the right use of funds. You are starting off, your jumping off point is America evil. And I can tell you that it's wrong. Imagine murdering countless innocent people in a foreign country, expecting them to be grateful. Well, you know who's really grateful? And there's no argument about this? The Iranians.
USA! 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 President Trump, thank you!
Get out of the road.
It's thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Trump, Mr. President.
Is that a real guy?
I love Trump.
I remember Marjorie Taylor Greene, Dave Smith, they said, none of the... You expect these people to be grateful? Well, they are. What do you do with that now? What do you do with this?
Thank you very much.
Ayatollah Khamenei, he's dead.
I think it's crazy, like, how many, like, naysayers try to act like they're not literally asking for this shit. It went from them killing people in the streets to being, like, partying in the streets. So it's like, of course they're fucking happy about it, man. Of course they are. My opinion, bro, like, they waited too long to fucking strike the Ayatollah and the regime, bro. They should have just came in and swept and then fucking let the people rebuild. I don't agree with boots on the ground. I kind of don't agree with the extended conflict, man, but, like, shit. Like, let the people be happy.
Again, I want to be really clear. Do not misconstrue what I'm saying.
Right.
This is not an argument for intervention in Iran or that it's the best use the best appropriation of military. That is not the argument that I'm making. What I'm pointing out is the people who claim to be more America first than you say America is the bad guy, and they substantiate it by saying America is killing throngs of innocent people. And then there's a chorus of people from said nation saying, we couldn't be more grateful. That's the only point that I'm making there. Please comment and let me know that you understand, because these America first people who think that America is the bad guy, which I don't understand, well, yesterday, they finally found their martyr. A Marine Corps vet disrupted a Senate Armed Services Subcommittee. And again, when you watch it, if your gut says, this seems like something a leftist would do, we'll help you. Then fact check it. That's because it is, and they are.
Israel is the reason for this war. America does not want to fight this war for Israel. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
And like, I agree with his ability to, you know, speak his mind. I don't think he should have been forced out of the room either. Like, I think they should have addressed him kindly and been like, yeah, you know, we get it, but like, you know, this shit's not like exclusively for Israel. I know a lot of people don't really think that, but, wiping out a terrorist regime kind of, benefits the entirety of the world, right? These people are all over the place. They're not just in the Middle East. They're not just in America. They're fucking everywhere. They have been invading everywhere for the past 30 fucking years. Yeah, like, I'm iffy on this one. Like, I think he should have been allowed to speak. I think he should have been addressed properly with respect, since he is a service member. But it just, the fact that they had to drag him out of the room and broke his arm in the process is just wild. I'm gonna play the video, and you can probably hear the fucking snap and crunch, and you can watch his arm fucking shatter in his fucking uniform sleeve. It's crazy.
America does not want to send its sons and daughters.
Is America first, but like sometimes things don't exclusively benefit America, right?
Inability to name that shows you exemptness as leaders. Out. This is wrong.
And this from the More America First crowd, their narrative is he was targeted for standing up to Israel. If you don't find this abhorrent, you're not America First. That's the narrative. Almost copy paste. Then we'll explain it to you.
No one wants to fight for Israel.
Agreed.
Oh, Jesus.
You're not America First. That's the narrative. Almost copy paste. Then we'll explain it to you.
No one wants to fight for Israel.
Agreed.
Oh, shit. Did you hear it?
Yeah. His hand, because he was jamming it in a door.
Yeah.
His hand got caught in the door, Crowder. It was caught. He even tried to say "ow," you know, like, it's not like he shoved his hand in there on purpose. It got caught in the fucking closing door, and nobody fucking checked to see if he was grabbing onto the other side of the door before they yanked his fucking arm out of place, out of socket. Fucking annihilated his goddamn arm. I mean, like, in a way, I feel like you should be able to levy your service in protest, right? You should be able to wear your uniform and, you know, peacefully protest. You should be able to go to a meeting like this and stand up and speak your piece and be respected in uniform.
Sir, thank you for your service.
It's one thing to show up to like a violent riot in your uniform and say like fuck ICE, fuck America, blah 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 in your uniform, and like create havoc and hurt people and destroy businesses and disrupt life in your uniform. But if you just go to a quiet meeting like this and you stand up respectfully and say what you have to say and are addressed by the meeting, like that should be totally fine, you know. They shouldn't have dragged the man out like this. They shouldn't have broke his arm. But it just goes to show how hard they're trying to control the narrative on this type of shit.
No.
Watch this. All staged.
Oh, my.
Oh, then you can't do anything to him ever.
That's right.
He was a Marine 22 years ago.
The guy escorting him was a Navy SEAL.
Just witnessed a Marine veteran interrupting the hearing, and they broke his arm.
Why did he interrupt the hearing?
Because there is a war in Iran, and our military brothers and sisters are going to die for Israel, and we are here to say no. We do not support Israel. We do not want to die for Israel.
Oh my God, bitch! Shut up.
Her. She's saying it, and the idiots with it's the exact same thing that the left always does, right? There's tokenism, there's identity politics, and if you don't agree, then you hate. It could be trans. You want to genocide trans people. If you don't agree, you want to send Marines to their death for Israel. By the way, he's not active duty. He's not going to Iran. Second, the person escorting him was a Navy SEAL. To be clear. The narrative out there is freedom of speech until you say you don't want to die for Israel. No one has a problem with you saying that. I don't have a problem with you saying that. I'll say it. I don't want to die for Israel. I don't want anyone in our military to die for Israel. But if you watch it, you go, that.
You know, the thing is like that's not what we're saying. Like, if you are a service member or not, and you commit a crime or you do something wrong, you should be punished for it, right? Like that fucking Islamic bastard that tried to shoot up a school and got his ass fucking delivered to Allah by a bunch of fucking high school students. Yeah, he should be dishonored, right? The veteran who shot up a church, rammed his truck into a church and shot up a church, like he should be dishonored, right? Simply slinging words at a hearing, I don't think should have resulted in any type of violent action. Maybe a reprimand. He's retired though, so I don't know what kind of like work that would do, but
That just feels like something the left would do, a false premise in identity politics to try and silence any type of disagreement. Mm-hmm. That's because this person is. The setup was. And again, Senator Tim Shee is a Navy SEAL, served in Afghanistan, Iraq, South America. And you had a point that you made earlier, too, about this.
Yeah. So I don't know which point.
Well, he's first of all, he's not active duty.
So first of all, yeah,
he's wearing his,
he's not active duty, and he's wearing his Marine uniform. He got out of the. I looked him up. He got out of the Army or Marines in 2004. So that was 22 years ago. He still fits in his uniform. Got to give him that. I can't. But he put it on. You don't wear your uniform, outside of service, unless you're at a funeral or a reunion or something that's of significant, meaning. You just look like a douche. Like everybody else, every other veteran's like, look at this douche putting his uniform on to use it as a prop. Yes. He used his dress blues as a prop and then started yelling and then didn't listen when they told him not to. First of all, if he was active duty and he's in uniform, you cannot go to a protest. It's against the Uniform Code of Military Justice. You can be court-martialed for it. You can lose rank. You can be sent out of the military for that offense. But also, he's not active duty. He's talking about,
he just talked about it.
No, you're not.
Right.
You're not going anywhere.
He's using it as a prop, and it's against military code of conduct, to be clear. But those people want you want to send people to die for Israel.
Only applies to active duty.
Correct.
Period. Across the board.
Ever.
That's not the discussion. And the people saying you want to send people to die for Israel are the same people saying, by the way, America's the bad guys. We're the terrorists.
Well, they're like, they broke his hand. I'm like, did you see the video? Yeah. He reached around to grab the door. When he did, he pushed the next door open, grabbed the hinge, and then it closed on him.
Yeah.
You can't interrupt a Senate hearing. You can't interrupt a Senate hearing and then not listen to them. And then when they take you out, and then, okay, he's a Marine. He's a Marine. What is so he's special?
Yeah.
I don't care.
No.
Speak your piece, and then when they say leave, you leave.
Well, let's also get in. Hey, look, all of these are valid points, right? But I know the guy served his country. I know people are going to say to me, hey, did you serve your country there, tough guy? No, I haven't. And I understand, and I'm very grateful to those who do.
Yep.
Okay, in 3, 2...
Whoa. What are you doing?
Lobotomies. Giving each other lobotomies.
Why? No, why are you giving it a lobotomy? What are you doing?
Because we have to get amped for the show, get focused, get energy.
That's not what a lobotomy does. Here, just try some strange animal brew from Blackout Coffee, okay? That'll take care of you.
What is it?
It's strange animal brew from Blackout.
Well, I know what that is. I'm the one who hand-selected the beans and put that together. That's all we drink in the office.
Exactly. Try that.
It's pretty good.
What is it?
Coffee.
Did you already have your lobotomy, Stephen?
Oh.
Okay. What's up? What is it?
Go to blackoutcoffee.com/Crowder. Use the promo code Crowder for 20% off your first order and try the new exclusive strain.
That's kind of why I like Crowder, low key, is because same thought process, but they kind of I know I take things a little far, but sometimes they kind of take my thought process a little far for me. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they're a lot harder than I am on certain issues, and I can appreciate that, man, because I'd like to think that I'm pretty hardcore too in the way I think about how certain things should be handled, but it's always surprising to see that like some people can take it even further.
Strange Animal Brew. Yes, I chose the beans. It is the blend that we drink here exclusively, and now I'm making it available to you.
What is it? Coffee.
This person, Brian McGinnis, who's being held out as the only Marine whose opinion matters, a true dyed-in-the-wool leftist, is running for office. Now, to be clear, maybe Senate, maybe Congress. We don't exactly know. A member of the Green Party donated to Jill Stein. Wears, oddly enough, an Ireland and Palestine flag pin.
What? Is he Irish?
Yeah,
He
on his
must be
campaign website. And in case you were wondering, so the people who say they're America first, and you're not America first unless you understand that America is the bad guy. And look at this non-active duty Marine who's violating this code of conduct, right? He is more American than you. You need to support him because he's America first. Well, let's see McInnes's political positions. In his own words, is he a leftist? I felt like he was.
All right. Hello, my name is Brian McGinnis, and I'm running for the congressional seat for North Carolina. If voted in, I will present to Congress the great American acknowledgement, a reparations plan for black families. I am not the one to speak on this as a privileged white man. I will anyway. Out of deep remorse for our American history, if I, as a white man, don't speak against what some fellow whites still stand for today, discussing foolish white supremacy, then I'll be damned. I sure as hell insist Jews denounce the state of Israel right now.
I'm sure they're
I
going
hear them now. How do you plan on paying all those reparations? Simple.
I don't.
Take the money we give to Israel and give it to American black families.
Pause. First off, I don't think anyone who's America first is saying, how are you going to pay those reparations for the Jews? I did the math. That would be about $73 a year for blacks. Good job. By the way, cut all
Green
the funding for
Blazer
Israel.
is a
Agreed to
choice
$3 to $4
too,
billion
man.
a year,
Like
$2
I
to
don't
$4
know,
billion. Yeah,
I don't know
absolutely.
what's
That's
wrong
not
with this
gonna-
dude.
It's not going to solve reparations any more than it's going to
Compromised.
solve one court case in Minnesota. These people are disingenuous.
Yeah.
They are leftists treating you
My
like a
opinion has
leftist
changed
audience.
as well.
You're a rube. You're a Quizlet.
That's the beauty of being capable of critical thought. Is your opinions and your thoughts will change as evidence is produced and administered to the situation, right? If you're not capable of moving past the initial headline, there's something fucking wrong with you.
Don't be one. Let's continue.
Stop. They should have just beat this dude in the middle of the fucking courthouse. Like, he's a disgrace to the fucking uniform. He deserved to have his arm broken. He deserved to get thrown out of the fucking meeting. He should have just been loudly shut the fuck up and just thrown out on his ass.
We can pay Israeli citizens, but we can't pay Americans?
$73.
Right, North Carolinian ancestors built this country, for crying out loud. I went to the West Bank of
Was that on your
Palestine in
paper?
August 2024.
For crying
and
out
was nearly
loud.
killed multiple times. The most threatening attack was while having large rocks thrown at me by shirtless teenage Israeli settlers. An IDF soldier shot a CS gas canister directly at my head and missed my huge nose by millimeters.
Well, it's still
I
effective.
love
Huge
them.
nose, you
I
say.
consider them our most important ally against the state of Israel. Free Palestine.
Oh fuck.
Oh boy.
In his uniform.
Speak up, Devil.
Disgrace.
Legalize weed.
Should never wear an American service uniform and then wave another country's flag. This person should be fucking domed. Fuck this dude.
Raise teacher
Congratulations
pay,
on the
pay
Masters win.
homeschooling families, tax the rich, subsidize childcare. Joe Rogan, please have me, Michael Dublin, Tony Aguilar on your show. If you don't think
Hard no.
military occupation is coming here, then you haven't been paying attention to Trump's ICE agents murdering people in the streets with impunity. If you were from Illinois, then you would know that placing solar panels.
Holy
on
shit, he's
used
crazy.
farmland
He's
is
not.
a way to
He's got
infuse rural
post-traumatic
communities
stress disorder.
with continuous
But these
income
on
and
the
strengthen our
right,
electrical
America
grid.
First, go, come
When
on.
you're cleaning your couch, don't hold it like this. Hold like this.
Yeah. Yeah, look.
What?
He is.
Yeah. What?
He's out of his mind. It's rumored he may not even be running for office. This is all just a stunt to promote his new film, Capitol Hill Have Eyes. And it's uncanny.
Is that a nipple?
The other thing, too, before we get to the fact that he's married to a pro-Palestinian activist, think about this. I get it. AIPAC needs to register. I get it. Screw them with a wire brush. I don't like their influence. Israel should not be leading the dance on anything. I understand all of that. I think we shouldn't be funding any of this in the Middle East unless there's something that involves our own interests. And that's where the conversation should take place. I'll tell you why it's not. When he says, I think Palestine are our greatest ally in Israel. Okay. Is it the official position of Hamas that the United States is evil and Satan and needs to be destroyed, but you're America first? Is it the official position of the Islamic Republic of Iran, not the people celebrating, thanking America and Donald Trump, the people who you denigrate and say are innocent being killed, they don't agree with you? Is it the position of the Islamic Republic that America is the big Satan? Yeah, it is, and you somehow align yourself with them or think that they're not a problem. How could you be America first and always align? Always align. You align with the left against Donald Trump and his actions on Iran. You align with the left, this guy obviously, against ICE, which we've seen other people on the dissident right do. At a certain point, you go, wait a second. When I align, I say I'm America first, but I want to impeach Trump. I say I'm America first, but I say that we should go out and vote Democrat. I say I'm America first, but I say stay home during the midterms. I say I'm America first, but I align with Hamas and Palestine, who want to destroy America. I say I'm America first, but I take the side of the Islamic Republic in Iran rather than the people thanking Donald Trump. Maybe you're not America first. Maybe you're not MAGA, and we shouldn't be taking our
There's
tips
no
from
way
you.
he's
And
America
as far as
first,
this guy,
and he's
certainly
definitely
not your
disgracing his
wife, who's a
uniform.
crazy
Definitely
bitch.
fucking compromised.
Hey everybody, this
Oh.
is my wife and Addie.
Yeah.
And we are wanting
Yeah.
to let you know Bilal Muhammad's fighting tonight at the UFC.
Bro got him a little Iranian girlfriend when he served, and then fucking he converted. He's a fucking traitor, and he uses his uniform as a tool to subvert his own people. He's a fucking traitor. This man's like military service should be like expunged. They should like yeah, your shit doesn't matter anymore because you're a fucking terrorist convert.
Defending his belt, and he is
The fuck do you mean when was this stream from, bro? It was fucking right now. It's current. It's live.
Palestinian American, lives in Chicago, and he is fighting for he's defending his championship belt. And if you are not in the UFC, or if you are, make sure to get the event on pay-per-view, and percentage of proceeds go to him because he's a champion. And so just go Bilal and free Palestine.
I've lived in occupied Palestine for 4 to 5 years of my life. I'm here today to ask the Raleigh City Council to finally take a stand against the terror state of Israel.
I just saw Cornel West on Al Jazeera, and he was all like, if it was my Jewish brothers who were being occupied and mistreated, I'd be in solidarity with my Jewish brothers. If it was my white brothers who were being occupied and oppressed, I'd be in solidarity
No. This is just a uploaded video from his channel. I don't know when exactly he freaking streamed this.
Good, we're finished.
Two things.
Whole thing with the Marine that disrupted that meeting and got his arm broke happened like a week or two ago.
Hey, you notice she says, occupied Palestine occupied by Israel. Why don't we ever hear them say, occupied
Uploaded
Palestine,
8 days ago.
referring to Hamas? Shouldn't that be considered an occupation? Oh, you elected them, right? But then you want to say, no, Hamas doesn't represent Palestine, so you separate them. Well, then, why don't you complain about the occupation of Hamas? That's first point. Second one is, let's just say that these people, like her and her husband, had their way, okay, from the river to the sea. That means there is no more Israel, okay? That means that Hamas, Palestine, has more power, has more land, has more control. Do you really think that that would result in the United States expending fewer military resources in the Middle East? Do you really think that that would lead to more stability in the Middle East if you don't want us to be fighting foreign wars? You want Hamas, the non-occupiers of Palestine, according to these people, to have more power and more land, who have an expressed purpose in destroying the United States of America? Just those 2 points. Why don't you call it an occupation when it's Hamas? And what kind of military intervention do you think would be required if Palestine did have, Hamas did have, from the river to the sea? Why don't we talk about that? You know? And here's actually a good example, I just think, because it's tokenism. This is all tokenism. That's why it feels so leftist. These I'm America first, by the way, vote Democrat. Let's compare. Sneeko, who is out there, who claims to, I think, be kind of America first, but Muslim, I don't really know, but he certainly has worn the hat, versus Osmond Gold, who, by the way, I don't think that he claims to be America first. I don't even know that we would agree on everything politically. He just seems like a sensible person. So there's tokenism, America first, telling you to stay home and that Republicans bad, America bad, versus a sensible but not necessarily MAGA individual. Who makes more sense? Who feels like a leftist?
That's what you get.
Broke the hand of a Marine.
These people are absolutely and completely addicted to optics.
Sneeko's a fucking plant, bro. And he's fucking retarded, and he doesn't even live up to, like, whatever fucking standards he places for himself, bro. He's supposedly a Muslim, but he lets other men fuck his women. He's gay as shit.
All they care about is how they're seen.
No, he cares about his life, and he cares about the lives of his fellow troops. He cares about the fellow Americans that are going to go to a war under a false pretense. He cares about truth. This is what being American is all about, Osmond Gold. It's not siding with the tyrannical government, getting people to die for a lie.
He's America first, but
it's the
tyrannical
people
government.
standing up against tyranny.
Shouldn't have put yourself in that situation.
Dude, you're trying to.
I missed it.
He's trying to put him in a situation where he's dying in Tehran.
No.
He's not active duty. That's the guy's name in 2 years. Yeah.
Is there not leading and defying orders? Exactly. Yep.
Dude, Osmond Gold, do you know how this country started? They were defying orders by dumping the tea in the ocean. They flipped over the boats.
No, that didn't happen.
Come on, the smugness here is insane.
Why don't we listen
to the senator helped drag this piece of out? Oh, God.
Dude, calling a veteran a piece of shit, bro. It's like you put your life on the line for this country, or so you think, and look at the way you get treated.
He would call me a piece of shit.
That's fine. Everybody sit down, please.
Damn, bro. You broke your arm all for nothing, and now you're going to catch a charge. That's sad.
Bro, you want him to get him to die for nothing. He's
Again, not gonna die.
My prediction, bro, he's going to apologize for this statement.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, this is, so don't, my point is this, don't let asshats like that define America first. And certainly don't let the conservative movement and all of the gains that have been made, conservatives, Republicans, right-wingers, nationalists, Christian nationalists, traditionalists, populists, whatever you want, don't let that be fractured by someone who supports an evil theology, ideology, Islam, someone who says that our president and this administration is that of tyranny, someone who has no understanding of the Boston Tea Harbor or, by the way, physics. You don't just tip an actual ship like we dumped tea into a ship can sink. You don't just tip it over.
See, Yankees fan, he's a moron.
Yeah, and someone who has no understanding of what it means to actually serve your country. One guy's a Navy SEAL, one guy's an insane person who wants Palestine, Hamas, to have from the river to the sea. And by the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene, people out there, I mean, we could run down, who do you want to run down? Dave Smith, who said America is the biggest terrorist organization in the world. By the way,
That makes me a terrorist.
Yeah.
By the way.
I've had him on the show. We've had friendly discussions. I have no ill will toward Dave Smith as a person. That's an asinine statement.
Yes, it is.
Run down the list. They're the ones who should define to you what America, and I'm not saying that it should be Mark Levin or Ben Shapiro at all. I don't think any American should die in a war exclusively for Israel. Let's all agree on that. And then we've had the discussion, okay, but is a neutered Iran, is a
The notion that the war is like exclusively for Israel is such a fucking retarded take, man. Getting rid of terrorists benefits the entire fucking planet. I don't agree with how far it's gone, but it's a worthwhile investment as long as it doesn't go on for the next fucking 30 fucking years.
less potent Iran. Is that only in the interest of Israel? That's the only discussion, argument that we are having. I put myself on the hook, said give it 3 months, let's check back, rather than shouting impeachment. That's our position. That's my position. The other position is America is the world's biggest terrorist organization. Donald Trump is a tyrant, and Islam ain't so bad. You don't understand America first, unless you're on board with them. Just piss. Can you fuck off enough? Oh, you're still here? And you're still watching this on YouTube? You've probably noticed something is missing by now. I'm not here. That's because the Live Daily Show is now streaming exclusively on Rumble weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Tune in there, where nothing is
Yeah, you know, like, I don't even want it to be a year or two, man. I don't want it to, like, exceed, like, 3 months if it's really gotta be, like, that fucking long, dude. But, I really, really, really don't want extended conflict. Like, the whole thing, the whole fact of the matter is that old boy ran on no new wars, right? It might be justifiable, but it's not no new wars.
It's here! The comic we've been waiting for more than 1 month. I'm going to bring it to life as best as I can. Now, I've been reading your comments over this last month, and it seems there's a 50-50 split of people wanting me to narrate the comic and bringing all of it to life. So I'm gonna try and please everyone here by narrating parts and bringing the rest to life. So you can let me know if you really like this or that by writing in the comments below. Now, before we do begin, I do want to say that finally my computer and PS4 have arrived, so be sure to join the gaming channel down below, and now that I've become an...
That's what I'm saying, man. The Islamics in the Middle East have no shortage of immediate enemies in the Middle East. I say that we let all the Middle Eastern countries that it most immediately affects handle it, right? And maybe we back them up with like air support and like fleet support and shit like that. Maybe give them weapons, maybe give them ammo, maybe train them a little bit. But I don't think like our blood should be directly involved or spilled on the matter. And going even further, you know, we're talking about getting rid of a worldwide religious death cult, right? They're not just extremists in the Middle East. They're in your neighborhoods, bro. They're in your local police department. They're your local representatives. They're the guy that works the cashier at your local gas station. Our military efforts should be exclusively boots on the ground on our own soil, hunting down every single one of these Islamic terrorists and shipping them out of the fucking country. And we should do it while the war is still going on, so we can just dump them in the middle of an active war zone and, you know, tell them to fucking figure it out.
EA game.
Other country that has these people embedded in should use their own military forces and their own police forces to rout these people out and get them out of their countries collectively, and also dump them back in the middle of an active war zone so they can be handled with forthwith.
Changer, so I'll be bringing exclusive content way earlier than its release time. Also, for those who really enjoy it, a new quiz is on the website. All the links are down below, so let's get to the video.
How old
Now,
is this
in the
video?
last
8
issue,
years.
check
God
the
damn, you
description
sound
box
so
below.
different 8
we had
years
Vader
ago.
track down Master Infila and take his Jedi weapon from him in a difficult duel in Ambalar City. Vader now had completed part of his mission, and it was time to finish the job. As Vader leaves the river moon of Aldalain, he receives a transmission by Sidious, who tells him that upon completion of defeating the Jedi that survived Order 66, his ship would autopilot him to Mustafar upon orders. This is where he would learn to corrupt the living crystal and make it bleed red. As Vader begins to touch down on Mustafar, Sidious tells him that the planet is a good host of darkside energy at its core, and this would be the perfect place for him to turn his crystal red.
Here you will reclaim yourself. From the site of your greatest defeat, you shall rise strong, unbroken, powerful.
As Sidious tells him that the Jedi weapon in his hands contained the
Like
alive
all
crystal
comic
which pulses
books.
with light side energy, and that the task will not be easy, but rather test his abilities in both mind and the Force.
When you arrive on Mustafar, find the place where the dark side calls you. Draw upon the energy there. Combine its power with your own. Then use it.
As Palpatine tells him to corrupt the Kyber crystal, to teach it his pain, to show it his anger, and to make it sing the hymn of darkness. Only then will it bleed. As Vader follows to pull to the dark side of the Force, he enters a dark cave which has clearly been the home of ancient Sith Lords that I'm sure we'll learn about in the future, hopefully, as we can see the ancient writing and hieroglyphics inscribed on the stone walls. Vader walks to the round table-like surface, places the Jedi weapon on it, and begins to take it apart, his cybernetics exposed just like his true feelings are about to be. And therein lies the choice of his destiny. This moment would change the galaxy forever. Could Vader break through the pull of the light, or will he fall to his old Jedi ways? As Vader takes the green Kyber crystal from the hilt of the weapon, he examines it closely through his enhanced lenses. As it begins to glow and shine in front of him, as he tries to put his feelings into the crystal in order to change it to the dark side, he is blasted back into the wall. Something has changed. It's Anakin. He's here.
What have I done?
His eyes no longer Sith yellow, but they're normal blue once again. As he gets up to put the crystal back into the lightsaber, he leaves for Coruscant to see his master.
My apprentice, you have returned. Were you successful in your quest? I was.
When Vader ignites the green blade and puts it to his master, challenging him to duel to the death.
So you made your
Kinda figured this man would have a playlist for the extended universe in the books, but I guess he doesn't.
Against Master Windu and the Jedi with him in the very same room. As Vader fights his master for what he turned him into, using all aspects of the Force, light, dark, it didn't matter.
You have chosen weakness. So
Whatever to kill the evil monster that entombed his life to this darkness, that reminded him of his doom with each loud breath.
Such a waste.
As Vader finally moves his lightsaber and slices right through Palpatine, spurting blood everywhere, he drops his master to the floor of his office and walks away as he replies,
Yes, I agree.
As he goes to make amends with Obi-Wan, he travels to find him, bowing to his real master and removing his helmet in sorrow.
Obi-Wan, please.
Anakin.
You were the chosen one!
As Vader awakens from his dream, he refuses to allow that Force vision to become his reality and his destiny. He will not allow this. Grabbing the crystal, this time with force, anger, pain, hatred, polluting all the emotions he has into the living object that will swing his rage for the rest of his life.
No, I refuse. This is all there is.
throwing all of his hatred, betrayal, fear, sorrow, and everything broken within the boy who dreamed of becoming a Jedi. As lightning crackled from the fiery skies above and lava swirled around him like the pain within his black soul, he let out a scream as if he were being born 1,000 times.
Construction continues apace, Your Excellency. I believe we will meet or...
I've always appreciated like voice action comics, man. Like narrated and like kind of like slightly edited like visual comics are like peak freaking consuming material right there.
Surpass on targets.
As Palpatine...
I watched this motion comic for The Killing Joke one time. It was absolutely phenomenal. I should try to find it and see if I can't like stream it one day. It was actually like really well voice acted and really well edited.
Tells both Tarkin and Mas Amedda to leave. He assures them he is perfectly safe. Now, mind you, this is the first time that they see Vader. They have no clue who or what he is.
Apprentice.
My master.
Man, that one was one emotional comic issue, that's for sure. I think that's the best one that we've had so far. I can't wait to find out what happens next with the Inquisitors for issue 6. The cover looks very promising of darkness and more fights with Vader. Only now with his red weapon, and I hope he makes his new hilt. So, what did you all think of the comic? If you like this video, it did take a really long time, and it's about 5 a.m. right now as I start to edit this, so please hit like just to support further videos like this. It's absolutely free, of course, and it really helps the channel grow, so just click that little thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to have a go at the quiz on the Star Wars Theory website, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
the Force will be with you. Always.
I feel that, man. I feel that. Good day, Gleeman. Glad having you here. Glad you stuck around.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day so far today. So, this December we're going to find out the final fate of Kylo Ren, the former Ben Solo, son of Leia and Han Solo. Will he die as an agent of the dark side, or be redeemed just like his grandfather before him? Or
grab a drink.
His fate will be something in between, as it was with the Solo's son in Legends, Jacen Solo. The war with the invading extragalactic species, the Yuuzhan Vong, that tore the galaxy apart, resulting in trillions of deaths, the collapse of the New Republic, and brought the new Jedi Order to the brink of defeat, came to an end because of the heroic actions of a Jedi Knight named Jacen Solo. This was the son of Han Solo and Leia Organa Solo. Jacen defeated the leadership of the Vong in single combat, but also found a way of ending the war without genocide, restoring peace to the galaxy. There is no question that the hero of the Yuuzhan Vong war was Jacen Solo, but it came at a price that wasn't immediately apparent. He had lost so much in the war, allies, friends, even family members like Chewbacca and his younger brother, Anakin Solo. That's right, his younger brother was named Anakin Solo. How cool is that? However, he had also been a captive of the Yuuzhan Vong, who placed him in a rack-like device used to restrain their prisoners. This was called the Embrace of Pain. It continuously stimulated the pain receptors in the brain of its victim for a year. What brought him through the unending torture was the teachings and philosophy of a Jedi from the Old Republic named Vergir, who had lived among the invaders for 50 years. She instructed Jacen in how to numb the pain and control it, which allowed him to survive his ordeal. Eventually, the Jedi Knight escaped their clutches, thanks to Vergir sacrificing herself to save him, and went on to win the war, after which he decided to further study the Force, as practiced by the various different Force sects throughout the galaxy. His journey lasted 5 years before he returned home to his family, having mastered many unusual abilities within the Force. During his long journey, he had begun to have visions of a dark man sitting on a throne, casting the galaxy once again into war and suffering. Jason became determined to prevent this dark future from happening. Now, before the Yuzon Vong War, Jason had been a very empathetic person with an innate ability to communicate with animals, but gradually, through the years since, he began to feel more distant from the other beings in the galaxy, accepting death as inevitable and not necessarily as tragic, as those who had died would become one with the Force, Jedi or not. And therefore, as no one was ever truly gone, death wasn't an end, but a sort of counterbalance to life. Though this did not make him want to cause anyone to die unnecessarily, it did mean he was willing and felt no guilt about sacrificing the few to save the many. And to prevent the Dark Man from sitting on the throne, he was willing to destroy thousands, even millions, so that trillions could live in peace. When he returned, tensions between the government that had replaced the New Republic, called the Galactic Alliance, and the homeworld of his father, Han Solo, Corellia, was getting heated. Corellia wanted independence and was actually one of 5 worlds that had joined together to achieve that. But Galactic Alliance was still young and couldn't afford to lose any member planets for fear of losing stability. So they had arranged a meeting to see if there could be a peaceful solution to the issues. However, at some point during the negotiations, the Prime Minister representing the 5 worlds was killed in a terrorist attack, throwing the situation into even more turmoil. It was discovered that one of the perpetrators had been a captain who was part of the security team, and after the killing, had apparently walked out an airlock. So, Jason, along with his apprentice Ben Skywalker, the son of Luke Skywalker, that's right, his son was named Ben, whereas in the movies, the son of Leia and Han is named Ben. Now, Ben Skywalker was sent to find out what happened. Their investigation eventually leads them to the planet Lord, where they encountered a woman named Brishna Sayo, who was a Force sensitive. She claimed that she had observed but not participated in the attack. She insisted that she could reveal everything if they would follow her to her home. Though suspicious, Jason, Ben, and another Jedi named Nelani Din went to Sayo to her residence, which was a habitat on a larger asteroid. Once inside, Jason could sense the dark side throughout her dwelling. Sayo explained that the asteroid had once been the home of a Sith Lord named Darth Vectivus, who, according to her, had not been corrupted by the dark side. In fact, he had done no evil in his lifetime. Jason was intrigued by such a notion. To use the dark side of the Force, but not be dominated by evil? Was such a thing even possible? As they descended further into the lower caves, Sayo used the Force to eject Ben and Din, so she could be alone with Jason. This was where she admitted to Jason that her real name was Lumia, the self-titled Dark Lady of the Sith, a former dark side apprentice to none other than Jason's grandfather, Darth Vader. She had been an Imperial spy with the Rebel ranks during the Galactic.
This bitch uses a light whip too.
Had a
It's
flirtatious
nuts.
relationship with a younger Luke Skywalker, and also after the destruction of the second Death Star, she had battled Luke and Leia on several occasions. Lumia was particularly talented in dark side illusions, a power she had used to control people, like the security captain, making him walk out of an airlock. She explained that she had lured Jason here to turn the Jedi Knight to the dark side, and make him a detached Sith, like Vectivus, uncorrupted by the dark side, using its power instead to heal and bring peace to the galaxy. At that point, having recovered from Lumia's attack, Din arrived. She had overheard what the Dark Lady of the Sith was attempting, and immediately argued against the absurdity of it. That's when Lumia revealed to Jason that his Sith training had already begun, years ago, in the Embrace of Pain. Vergir had been a Sith apprentice to Darth Sidious, but rejected the Dark Lord because of his corrupt and destructive nature. Sidious's character was his downfall, but Jason could be a wise and just Sith. Din was fed up with her argument and concerned that her words were reaching Jason, insisting that they arrest Lumia. Jason felt confused with what he should do at this moment. He sought out the future possibilities through the Force. What he saw horrified him. A galaxy continuing into war and himself fighting Luke Skywalker and actually killing him, but only if Din was allowed to arrest Lumia. Even in the futures where he managed to convince Din to let Lumia go, she would eventually tell the Jedi, and again, Jason saw himself killing his uncle, Luke. The only futures where Luke survived were the ones where Din died on the asteroid. Reasoning Luke must live for the greater good, Jason killed Din. With that killing blow, his Sith apprenticeship under Lumia began. Jason recovered Ben, who was unconscious in the tunnels, and then used the Force to alter the young apprentice's memories. Now, when Ben woke up, he would believe that Jason found a dark Jedi within the asteroid, who killed Din and Sio before Jason was able to cut him down. He also altered the shuttle's logs, marking it as a different asteroid belt. So before he took off for Coruscant, Lumia explained to him that the path he was on now was one of sacrifice and pain. To achieve the power in the dark side, he needed to bring peace to the galaxy. He would have to experience loss and eventually give up that which he cared for. It was the only way to become a true Sith Lord. Jason had a secret daughter, Alana, with the ruler of the Hapes system, the Jedi Knight and Queen Mother, Tenel Ka-Jo. Losing them was his greatest fear. More and more worlds joined with Corellia, and the conflict between those worlds and the Galactic Alliance would eventually escalate to the point that all-out war resulted. The war would become known as the Second Galactic Civil War. The whole story of Jacen Solo's fall is too long to get into the weeds with, but he would arrange to have himself put in charge of a new anti-terrorist security force called the Galactic Alliance Guard that was tasked with maintaining security and protection on Coruscant and the Galactic Alliance. Gradually, due to Jason's manipulations, the security force began to function more as a secret police force, arresting and imprisoning anyone deemed a political dissident. And when Omas, the chief of state of the Galactic Alliance, planned on removing Jason from his position,
I forgot that he eventually became the fucking Emperor 2.0.
Jason, who had secretly bugged the Alliance head of state's office, recorded their conspirational conversation. He sent his apprentice Ben Skywalker to kill the leader of Corellia. Jason had been sending Ben on more missions designed to turn the young man to the dark side, making sure the recording of their conversation was found on the Corellian. He finally had his excuse to arrest and remove Omas. Then he and his close ally, the Mon Calamari Admiral Cha Nightowl, became co-chiefs of state of the entire Galactic Alliance. Now, this was due to a legal maneuver that Jason had arranged into law unnoticed through the broad powers that he had as the leader of the Galactic Alliance Guard. He would lead a blockade over Corellia, attempt to kill his parents, and eventually, when his aunt, the wife of Luke Skywalker, Mara Jade, discovered that he had joined the Sith, they would duel. Though barely managing to survive, he would kill her, initially believing and hoping that she was the sacrifice he needed to make. But he didn't feel the change that was supposed to happen when he finally became a Sith Lord. Regardless, Lumia, in order to protect Jason's secret, would take the blame for the kill. Luke would hunt her down. She knew she didn't stand a chance against him, but this was her sacrifice for Jason, and as she suspected, their duel ended with Luke decapitating her in revenge. But Luke's son began to suspect Jason, who was on his Alliance Star Destroyer, when he finally felt a shift within himself. A new power, battle meditation, which allowed him to boost the morale, stamina, and overall fighting prowess of the forces under his command. He then turned and looked into the mirror and saw his eyes had turned Sith yellow. It wasn't his parents, nor Tenel Ka-Jo, not his daughter either, or Mara Jade. No, the sacrifice was the love of his apprentice, Ben Skywalker. The dark side called out to him by his new name, Darth Caedus, the first Dark Lord of the Sith to exist since the death of Sidious on the second Death Star. The war carried on, and Darth Caedus had to seek out a new apprentice other than Ben Skywalker, believing he could no longer win the boy over. But not only did this apprentice need to be strong in the...
This was along the lines of some of the best storytelling in Star Wars. All the shit that happens after Return of the Jedi is more peak than Return of the Jedi.
Force, Caedus also wanted someone who could spy on the Jedi Order from within. Caedus needed to know what their investigation into Mara Jade's death revealed, so he began to groom the Jedi Tahiri Vela, the great love of his dead brother, Anakin Solo. He used a technique in the Force he had learned on his 5-year journey studying the Force with other Force-sensitive groups called Flow Walk. This allowed one to travel back through time, but not to interact or change anything. He didn't let Tahiri know that. Instead, he took her to the moment of Anakin Solo's great sacrifice in the Yuuzhan Vong War. Seeing the boy she had loved so much, Tahiri pushed her younger self into Anakin's arms. Now, originally she had refused to kiss him until he came back, but he never did. So this time they kissed. What Tahiri didn't realize was that the kiss was just in her mind. the past hadn't been altered. She became addicted to the flow walks and Cadis's promises of changing Anakin's fate, and so he had a new Sith apprentice. Ben Skywalker continued to work with Cadis in the Galactic Alliance Guard, pretending to still be devoted to him, which the Dark Lord saw right through, but he decided to play along as he hoped Ben would try to kill him. Even though he had secured a new apprentice in Tahiri, he still held on to the hope that he could turn Ben to the dark side, as he would make for a far more powerful Sith. When he couldn't, Cadis declined to take him back in his trust. It was only when Ben revealed his contempt for Cadis and told him the Jedi had gone to Kashyyyk to unite the Wookiees against his regime that he once again saw the promise in Ben to join him as a Sith. Cadis then went to the Wookiee homeworld and demanded they hand over the Jedi, who were now declared traitors. When they refused, he began bombarding the planet, which angered Ben. It angered him so much that he attacked to kill, but Cadis, being a master of the Force, was able to stop young Skywalker. They imprisoned him in a secret cabin where he had installed a Yuzon Vong embrace of pain. Cadis blocked Ben's access to the Force and began to torture the boy, as that was the first step towards becoming a Sith like him. The Jedi and the Bothans came to the Wookiees' aid, and a great space battle took place. While Luke, who had faked his death and concealed his presence in the Force, only allowing Ben to feel that he was still alive, secretly boarded Cadis' ship, finding his son in agony within the embrace of pain, with Cadis right next to him. The Grand Master ignited his lightsaber and engaged the Dark Lord, with the intention of killing his nephew. See, this is the time when I think Luke really should have been killing his nephew, but I think it was a little bit too early to tell in The Last Jedi. I think there was still some hope. I mean, if Rey sees the hope, then Luke should have seen it.
They really passed up making AAA movies of this shit, man. They really saw this shit and were like, nah, we can do it better. Fuck Disney.
But I digress. Back to the story. Though Luke was the stronger of the two, Cadis was the most powerful opponent he had engaged with since Darth Vader. So, the battle was brutal and ferocious, with both injuring each other severely, before Ben was able to free himself and stab Cadis in the back with a vibroblade. Wanting to strike the killing blow, Luke stopped his son and took them both out of there, as he feared that Ben and himself would fall.
They literally could have made like 3 more whole trilogies out of the books, man. They really could have.
Fall to the dark side if they struck down the Dark Lord in hate and anger. Luke was already struggling with how he had dealt with Lumia. Cadis felt more powerful than ever, even as he had wounds that would have killed a regular human or even any Jedi. But his year in the embrace of pain had made him able to endure injury like no other. And he was now one of the very few beings in the galaxy that had fought the great Luke Skywalker and walked away. That's when the Hape's fleet joined the fight. Cadis believed that his love, the Queen Mother Tenel Ka-Jo, was there to aid him in his fight against the Wookiees and the Bothans, but she could not stand by the atrocities he was committing on Kashyyyk, and so she ordered her fleet to fire on the man she loved instead. Using his battle meditation, he managed to escape, though barely and with great losses. So, sometime later, feeling betrayed and needing to neutralize her, Cadis kidnapped their daughter as a bargaining chip, but it was a bluff. And as far as he had fallen, the one being in the galaxy that he cared for the most of all was his daughter, but the strategy worked. The Queen Mother wasn't sure what he was capable of anymore, so she removed the Hapes from the war. Eventually, the Jedi would lead 2 different strike teams against Cadis on his flagship, and while he was engaged in yet another
I'm honestly just talking about like the mainline shit, man.
Before he could stop them, but Cadis
the linear story of Luke Skywalker
to join the fight, promising them a few planetary systems that had once belonged to the old Empire if they would unite their forces with the Galactic Alliance.
There's literally like infinite movies in the Star Wars expanded universe. They could do so fucking much with it, but they just won't.
Was concerned that the same weapon would endanger his daughter and went to stop them from launching the weapon. But when he opened the door, he was instantly stabbed in the abdomen by none other than his twin sister, Jaina Solo. Now, she had trained with Boba Fett to fight in a pattern Cadis was unfamiliar with. The two dueled, and she was just as strong.
Dude, I forgot all about that. She went and fucking made Boba Fett train her in the fucking, it's literally this whole fucking, hang on. It's this whole martial art that the Mandalorians developed so that they could, fucking get around lightsaber combat. I think it's called like Terras Kasi or some shit like that, but it's essentially just like an anti-lightsaber martial art. Anti-force user martial art.
Sister, who during that battle had her power amplified through the Force by Luke Skywalker. Now the two fought, evenly matched. But Cadus knew his daughter had very little time before the nanoweapon would strike. He tried to convince his sister to stop and help him save her, but she didn't believe him. Jaina's attack and slashing was so powerful and effective that it would be impossible for Cadus to have any hope of keeping up a defense. She had him, though he did see an opening in his sister's attack that could allow him to take her down with him. But he refused to do so, as it would serve no purpose other than revenge. Plus, he was running out of time to save his daughter. So, the Dark Lord of the Sith deactivated his lightsaber and used his last moments to warn both the Queen Mother and his daughter about the danger. At this same instant, the twin bond that had been lost long ago returned just as Jaina made the final strike. Realizing he had been speaking the truth and holding her dead brother in her arms, Jaina was convinced that at the last moment, the persona of Jacen Solo had beat Darth Cadus, much like how Anakin defeated Vader. Jacen Solo's final warning to the Queen Mother allowed her to save both their daughter and herself, though the survival of their daughter was kept a secret because of complicated internal politics of the Hapan system. There were many rivals of the Queen that would want to eliminate the heir to her throne, so, as far as the public was concerned, the young girl had been killed by the nano-killer attack. For her safety, and because they had lost 2 of their children within a decade, she was given to her grandparents, Han and Leia Solo, to raise as their adopted war orphan daughter, going under the name Amelia Solo. Though Darth
A lot of the
Cadus'
books are
forces
fucking
lost
nuts.
the Second Galactic Civil War, and Ben Skywalker would go to redeem Tahiri Vela, Darth Cadus was able to bring a type of peace to the galaxy.
I'd recommend reading the fucking God, what was it? Heir to the Empire series, right? It has a lot of really cool fucking stupid shit in it, man. A lot of Thrawn.
Actions had united the various warring factions against him, and after his death, both sides made a peace settlement. Shortly before his final duel with his sister, Cadus had received a vision of his daughter as an adult, sitting on a white throne, surrounded by friends. His daughter would become a Jedi.
And the movies are the movies, right? Like, they're their whole separate thing. But the extended universe books takes the story, characters, and like everything to do with the movies and just pushes it forward, right? It just continues the story. But yeah, a lot of the moments in the books are just fucking badass.
Queen, administering over a secure and just galaxy. The future with the Dark Man on the throne seemed to have been averted, though perhaps it wasn't completely, as one day the Dark Man, who was the Dark Lord of the one Sith Order called Darth Krayt, would become Emperor, decades after the death.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's a lot of this shit too, man. There's there's fucking, it's essentially like fleshed out almost entirely. There's like prehistoric shit that kind of deals with how the Force users were kind of like rounded up by like some genetically privy species. Like, essentially the whole thing is that there was this alien species that roamed the galaxy and found the most like apt potential in each civilization that they came across, right? So they were looking for people who were like tuned to the Force, and they harvested all the people from all around the galaxy that were able to touch the Force, and then deposited them all on one planet. This alien race essentially rounded up people with high potential and like gene seeded them into like being able to use the Force. Like that's some of the like prehistoric shit. You have stuff like that fleshed out. Then you have like the Old Republic and like even eras like pre-Old Republic, and then you have like the garbage ass High Republic shit. There's so much to fucking Star Wars besides the movies, dude. Fucking what one? What name?
of Luke Skywalker. But he would eventually be defeated by a descendant of Luke's. So, it's kind of all good. I hope you enjoyed this.
Heir to the
long
Empire
Legends
is
video
a
of
series
Darth
I'd
Caedus,
recommend.
The original Kylo Ren. Pretty much what Kylo Ren is based off of, but, with some tweaks. I wonder what we'll get in Episode 9. Maybe in the end, Kylo will die and be redeemed, if he's going to follow this kind of arc, but you never really know. Please leave a like on this Legends video if you enjoyed it. I really hope you did, and I'd love to cover more stuff like this. Let me know what you'd like.
They literally had a treasure trove
Have an
of
awesome rest of your
freaking
day.
cool
As
stories
always,
to
remember,
tell.
The Force will be with you, always.
Fulfill your destiny.
Even like the overarching plot of the Celestials and like the fucking Abeloth shit and the like the father, the daughter, and the son and all that shit. That would be a really cool story to explore. They're kind of trying to do that with like what they're doing with Ahsoka and like what they had built with like the Clone Wars and Rebels and some of the other source materials. But yeah, that would be like really interesting shit to touch on.
We would be honored if you would join us.
I don't think it really matters like what order you go in. I mean, you can look up like an official timeline for it. Like they're out there for sure. And I think Heir to the Empire is kind of more of a direct sequel to the events of like the original trilogy, right? Like Heir to the Empire, I think, has Thrawn returning, and like also it has something to do with like a clone of Palpatine coming back, like a young clone of Palpatine, and then like Luke briefly turns to the dark side. There's a lot of really cool shit in Heir to the Empire. There's also I think this is also in Heir to the Empire. There's a dark Jedi named like Joris Sabayoth who makes like an insane dark side clone of Luke Skywalker, and like he has to fight himself a bunch of times.
Hey everyone, so you've heard me talk about Mara Jade a couple times here on the channel. Actually, more than a couple times. She's definitely one of my more favorite characters, and the fact that she's Luke's wife, but used to be the Emperor's hand, is even more cool and more...
Yeah, like Joris Sabayoth essentially finds Luke Skywalker's hand at the bottom of Cloud City, and then he uses that hand to grow an entire like different Luke Skywalker, right? And like he trains it to be like a dark Jedi. It's like the most insane Blade Runner shit that they've ever inserted into Star Wars. Maybe there's a lot of fucking source material in Star Wars to go off, and I haven't like really like read or participated in any of like the medium for like a long time, so I'm just like shooting with like the shit I can remember off the top of my head.
More of a story that I want to dive into and explain to you all. So there's been a lot of changes to Star Wars since Disney took over, which resulted in the separation of the new canon from the old extended universe, which is now called Legends. Some changes have been pretty minor, while some have been huge. One of the big ones was getting rid of Luke Skywalker's wife, Mara Jade Skywalker. Now, Mara Jade is basically someone who has done it all.
Like there's like Dark Empire 2, which is like kind of like I don't want to say like a precursor or a sequel. Like, but it's like around that same era.
She was a personal assassin for the Emperor during the days of the Empire, a smuggler that even Han Solo was impressed with, and a Jedi Master alongside her husband, Luke Skywalker. Basically, there wasn't anything she did.
I would say like the Dark Forces games, like the ones with Kyle Katarn and Luke's early New Jedi Order and all that stuff. It's like early New Republic type stuff. The Jedi Knight games are pretty cool. They actually have like some of the most comprehensive lightsaber combat in any Star Wars game, and like it's dated as fuck, mind you. But like the Jedi Knight games, Jedi Outcast, like all those games are badass and have like really cool plots. Jedi Knight game Jedi Academy, you fucking make your own character and you learn from Kyle Katarn and Luke. And you go around the galaxy doing all these crazy ass missions and fighting like a dark side resurrectionist cult. And at the end of the game, you end up fighting Marka Ragnos, who is like one of like the OG Sith Lords. You fight his spirit on Korriban and fucking kill him forever.
Didn't do. So who was this woman and why was she so awesome? Mara, or Mara for some people, was born shortly after Order 66 and was taken from her parents by Emperor Palpatine so he could train her in the Force. Palpatine basically did
really
what Jedi
cool
do in this
online
case, where they
fight
take
mode
kids
as well.
and train them to be Jedi. That's what happened to Mace. It's what happened to a lot of other
multiplayer
Jedi.
in
But this
the
time,
Jedi Knight
Palpatine
games
did it.
is fucking
To Imperial
wild.
officials, she was nothing but a palace dancer. But to Palpatine, she was an agent of the Empire, strong in the dark side. Along with training with the Emperor, she trained alongside the Imperial Royal Guard and became very adept in covert espionage and assassination skills by the age of 14. In a final test of her training, she had to break into Grand Moff Tarkin's personal living quarters to steal something from his safe. When guards came to arrest her, she successfully fought them off with her blaster and the amethyst lightsaber that Palpatine had given her. She did such a good job that Vader and Sidious appointed her to be an Emperor's hand, a member of an elite group of assassins and spies that answered directly to Sidious and Vader themselves. She carried out their orders on a variety of worlds, eliminating corrupt Imperial officer traitors and any others who the Empire wanted taken care of. She was kind of like a really cool hitman. She was so strong in the Force that she could hear Palpatine's voice anywhere in the galaxy with a telepathic link. Her skills were so good that she also helped hunt down Jedi that survived Order 66. After the destruction of the first Death Star, the Emperor commanded her to spy on Lord Vader and observe his activities, in part as a way to keep an eye on him after his failure to protect the Death Star. During this time, as Vader went on missions and continued to be awesome, she became envious of the Dark Lord and sensed a division in him. A division that she had no idea was being caused by Vader, knowing about his parentage of the young Jedi named Luke Skywalker. In sensing this division within Vader, Mara hoped that Vader would betray the Emperor so that she could kill him and take his place as the Emperor's apprentice. Throughout these years between Yavin and Endor, Mara continued to perform a wide range of missions for both the Emperor and Vader. There are a ton that I won't go over, but needless to say, she's pretty sweet and holds her own just fine against anyone who comes against her. She even uses her own group of renegade stormtroopers called the Hand of Judgment, who perform vigilante tasks for her. A few months before the Battle of Endor, Mara Jade received a mission from the Emperor that would change the course of her life. The Emperor sent her to Jabba's palace to pose as a dancer and wait for Luke Skywalker's arrival. Another servant there suspected that Mara was there to kill Jabba, which made her have to flee into a ventilation shaft where she witnessed Luke kill the Rancor. Afterwards, she escaped and begged Jabba to let her go with them to the Dune Sea. But the illustrious Jabba sensed that she was trying to use a Jedi mind trick on him, so he forced her to leave the palace via landspeeder and never come back. So she failed her mission and had to return to Coruscant and a very displeased Palpatine. Years later, Luke had a vision where he saw that if Mara were there at the Sarlacc pit, he would not have escaped from Jabba. The Emperor soon gave her another assassination mission, which took her far away from the Battle of Endor. During the battle, Mara telepathically sent a message to the Emperor when she suddenly saw Palpatine's point of view and saw him getting thrown down the shaft by Vader next to Luke and heard the Emperor's last command screaming in her mind.
You will kill Luke Skywalker.
She then experienced the pain of his death and was knocked unconscious by the pain for days. For the next few days, Mara hated Luke more than the power of 1,000 Death Stars for killing her mentor and master. Little did she know, though, that because she received the Emperor's last command through the Force, it had an even greater impact on her and infiltrated her mind even more. She became obsessed with killing Luke. But now that the Emperor was gone, she didn't have any of the resources she once enjoyed as an Emperor's hand. Mara was forced to basically get a real job, but an ex-assassin's skills are not the stuff for a respectable resume, so she became a smuggler. It was during these years she lost her amethyst lightsaber that Palpatine had given her, and her abilities in the Force began to go dormant. About 4 years after the Battle of Endor, after Episode 6, Mara joined the Talon Card smuggling organization. She was very good at her job and eventually rose through the ranks to become his number 2. If you don't know who Talon Karrde is, definitely check him out. He's like a respectable Han Solo that doesn't mess around at all. So back to Mara. Finally, she and Karrde happened to be across a stranded Luke Skywalker in the middle of space. Mara wanted to kill him, but Karrde took him captive to either sell him to the Empire or the New Republic. While Luke was their prisoner, Grand Admiral Thrawn came to the planet they were on to harvest creatures there that had a natural ability to block the Force around them. Because of these creatures, Luke is basically powerless there and uses the battery of his robotic hand to power open his cell door. He steals a craft and flies into the jungle. Mara goes after him, and when they crash land in the middle of the trees, unfortunately for them though, the Force-blocking creatures are everywhere, so they can't use the Force, and they have to work together to survive against the dangerous creatures of the jungle. Mara promises to kill him when they get out, but until then, they need each other to stay alive. Luckily for Luke, he escapes the planet with Han and Lando's help before she can do that. But something has changed within Mara. The dormant Force inside of her reawakens, and she feels a connection to it again. As the story goes on, a bunch more stuff happens between Luke and Mara, but let's jump to when Mara discovers that Thrawn has joined the Joruus C'baoth, a dark side clone of a Jedi Master from the days of the Republic, to take over the galaxy with a clone army. Unfortunately for Luke, this same Joruus C'baoth is training him in the ways of the Force and trying to turn him to the
it's so
dark
funny
side
how that shit
without
goes
Luke
full
realizing.
circle.
Kinda like Terry Silver in Karate Kid 3. Mara finds Luke and tells him what's going on, and the two lead a mission to destroy the Emperor's storehouse, where all the cloning cylinders are. When they get there, C'baoth freaks out and unleashes his secret weapon, Luke Skywalker, a clone of the real Luke made from his hand that he lost in Cloud City against Vader. Plus, the clone is wielding Anakin's lightsaber. Definitely this is a cooler story than the story of Anakin's lightsaber in The Force Awakens. Luke would later say that this clone is the fulfillment of his vision in the cave of Dagobah, in that it's what Luke would have been if he had turned to the dark side. So in a seriously epic fight to the death that honestly is one of the best lightsaber fights of all time in the comics, Luke fights his clone while Mara fights insane Master C'baoth with Leia's lightsaber. Finally, Mara actually kills both C'baoth and Luke's clone, thus fulfilling Palpatine's last order to kill Luke Skywalker. After the fight, the real Luke gives Mara Anakin's lightsaber as a show
Just
of friendship,
fucking squad
and Mara
wipes.
officially renounces the dark side. From there, Mara begins to train to be a Jedi, under the tutelage of Kyle Katarn, who was an ex-stormtrooper turned Jedi. Basically Finn, but just way cooler. She prevented him from turning to the dark side and grew
Brother, if you
immensely as a
want, just
Jedi
like watch
in the
Star
Force.
Wars
That
theories
experience
videos.
proved to be
Like,
monumental
it's a really
because
good way to
later,
ingest
the
all
Emperor
this
came
stuff,
back
and then
in
you
his
can
clone
like
body. He reached
figure
out
out
to
where
her
it's
and
all
tried to
from,
get
and
her
then
to
go
join
from
him,
there. You
but
know, as
Mara
you learn
refused,
about
so
these
the Emperor
things.
captured her. Fortunately, her master freed her before fake Palpatine could kill her. Mara's escapades with Sith returning from the dead didn't end with Sidious. Later, she
Guy's channel has been around for like 10 fucking years. This man has been doing the Lord's work when it comes to Star Wars.
fought against the
You want to be totally honest, man? Like, that's a character I barely remember as well.
spirit of the Sith Lord Exar Kun and was part of the crew that defeated him as well. Mara Jade performed many feats as a Jedi which would honestly take all day to go through, but some highlights are that she helped destroy a prototype Death Star, kept smuggling with Lando, and even started her own trading company. She wasn't totally dedicated to the Jedi at times because she was disappointed that Luke didn't spend more time training her. Luke, though, finally realizes that he has feelings for her, but their relationship is mostly arguments rather than the awkward Padme-Anakin flirting. Slowly they came together and were even able to join together mentally in perfect coordination whenever they fought an enemy. Finally, during a mission when certain death was upon them, Luke asked her to marry him and she accepted. Then, like any good man, he puts her in a hibernation trance and pushes her into a raging stream of water so they could escape the danger that they were in. The two later married in a wedding that the press landed as the ultimate symbol of Imperial and New Republic unity. They began to train even more Jedi, and Mara finally left the life of a smuggler and dedicated herself to Luke and the Jedi Order. Once she becomes a Jedi Knight, Mara takes on Jaina Solo, Han and Leia's daughter in Legends, as her apprentice. During this time, the infamous Yuuzhan Vong began encroaching the galaxy. If you don't know who the Yuuzhan Vong are, then you're missing out on the greatest villains of Star Wars, pretty much, at least in Legends. They are a race that came from outside the galaxy using technology that was genetically engineered and organic rather than mechanical. Their invasion of the galaxy would result in the deaths of nearly 365 trillion sentient beings. Thanos who? As the Yuuzhan Vong invaded, Mara began getting sick, but no one could pinpoint what was causing her illness. She saved him from a deadly Yuuzhan Vong trap, but the illness worsened and eventually became so bad that she couldn't even attend Chewbacca's funeral when he died. After the funeral, some Yuuzhan spies defected to the New Republic and revealed that their species had sent deadly comb spores through the galaxy to weaken it in preparation for their invasion, and Mara Jade had contracted them. The comb spores were a bioweapon that could break down its victim's molecular structure. Normally it killed within a few days, but Mara used the power of the Force to survive much longer. Even though she was so sick, she could basically kill anyone she came in contact with. Finally, Luke and Mara knew what was affecting her, and it turns out, coolly or lamely enough, that one of the Yuuzhan Vong's tears contained the antidote for Mara. So there's that. They just had to, peel some onions. During the war with the Yuuzhan Vong, Luke and Mara have a son, which they named Ben Skywalker, who the Yuuzhan Vong later kidnapped during the Yuuzhan Vong's invasion of Coruscant. Luckily for little Ben, Uncle Lando saves the day and rescues him. After that scare, Luke and Mara have Jason Solo, Ben's older cousin. He takes care of Ben to protect them. Mara continues throughout various adventures of being a Jedi and beyond the defeat of the Yuuzhan Vong. One of the things that stands out most to me is that she was there when Luke saw R2-D2's recording of Anakin strangling Padme. I bet that was probably really awkward. Anyways, Jason Solo actually thought that Anakin acted reasonably in the situation, and the kid began to turn to the dark side, which really wasn't good when Mara found out, since Jason was so close to Ben.
He thought he acted reasonably during this situation.
Confronts Jason, and the two start an epic battle royale until Mara Jade is about to finish Jason off when Jason stares into her eyes and instantly creates the illusion of Ben's face beneath her. He does this by using the Force, causing Jade Skywalker to hesitate for a split second. Jason uses the time to stab a poison dart into her thigh, causing a slow, paralyzing, and painless death. Her final words expressed her belief that Jason had become worse, more vile and cruel than Palpatine, and that Luke would defeat and strike him down. Mara left her body behind instead of allowing it to become one with the Force, to leave evidence of the identity of her killer, as well as to give her family something to say goodbye to. Her last uses of the Force were to whisper in Ben's mind and to ruffle Skywalker's hair. Her body would eventually become one with the Force during her funeral. So what happens to Jason? Does Luke ever find out who killed his wife? Well, stay tuned for the next video of Star Wars Theory. No, I'm just kidding. Luke, of course, finds out that Jason killed her, but Luke rejects the idea of revenge and decides not to pursue him. But that didn't mean Jason's twin sister, Jaina, would do the same. She ends up killing him and avenging her former master. So that's the story and life of Mara Jade Skywalker, or at least, a good chunk of it. There's so much more to her life, as, is covered in dozens of books, but I can't really possibly cover everything in just one video. Well, I could, but it would just take hours and hours, and I don't really know if you'd all sit through that. If you're still here watching this video, you're a real one, hit like, leave a comment below that you're still here at the end. Mara's such a great character. She was a hardened assassin, but became an extremely compassionate individual with a remarkable ability to resist the power of the dark side when she eventually swore it off. She was a talented slicer, pilot, spy, Jedi Master, and mother. And above all, a great wife to Luke. So, what is your favorite Mara Jade moment? Was there something that I left out that you'd like for me to cover? And more importantly, would you like to see Luke have a wife like Mara Jade in the new canon? It would change a lot of things and may not even be possible now after The Last Jedi. But they could, of course, go back in time, or maybe, unless Ben killed her or something during his fall. That's actually a pretty interesting theory. Maybe that happened. Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching this video. I love you all. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you always.
Just did some settings earlier, and I'm going to see how well I can run my model and play this game at the same time. We'll see. I might actually be able to pull it off, ladies and gentlemen. I guess not. Well, we started off good, and then it just stopped fucking functioning there. It's alright. I like the PNG anyway. Gotta make another one, because I've slightly edited my model since I made this one. I made the hair, like, just kind of, like, tighter to the head, so... Gotta make another one. Almost did. I almost fucking used the seal that I made too, and just did the same thing that Feeble Mind did last night, and just like became seal. I thought it would have been a funny way to answer him, but I didn't do it before I got on today. Everyone's been making great shit in the Skybrowse community. And couldn't be prouder to be a part of it. Seeing how everybody goes hard on this new wave AI generation thing. Need to get back into it. I was messing around with Grok yesterday, you know, of course with the seal. I really need to get cracking. Like, I have some stuff made for the next video, but I've been really lazy. Haven't done much AI work past like day or so. Is that the one with fucking Happy riding behind me on the motorcycle? That's like pretty much just an owl with wheels. I think Jared Glasspool made that one. Yeah, I've seen that. I was laughing about it too. Sorry guys, I'm actually kind of like exploring today, so it's gonna be a really quiet and just kind of like gameplay from here on out. I might talk about certain things if I see them, but I'm just kind of like taking a look-see around now. And what the fuck was that? It's just a neat little underground passage. Shit, I can fly.
Champion, bring those void shards to the center portal. If I'm right, it should reverse the path and open the way to the Void Storm. No! We were so close!
Baladash, Malinore. The shadows serve us.
Cassius Research holds the first steps I need to help Silvermoon. Antinorian took those missing pages. I'd bet my life on it.
Champion, Lorthamar sent me to help with that rat you're chasing. My loyalties are my own.
Mistress, I am here as summoned. Nothing?
The void closes its jaws around the throat of your world. You cannot hope to be worthy of its hunger.
I am! My followers and I have sown chaos and mistrust between the Sunwell's defenders. As we were bidden!
Mere child's play, elf. The real work commences over the mountains. And within the void itself. In case any of you have forgotten. You wretches speak of your works and worth. Scrabbling for the mistress's favor. Forgetting all the while that in the end...
all will be devoured. The forces of the void are gathering from across the cosmos, eager to feed upon this world. Soon, the true invasion will begin, and the mortals will never see it coming. Make ready.
I think they're just another fucking burning legion, bro.
Do not forsake me.
You did well, my faithful servant.
This is literally Burning Legion 2 Electric Boogaloo after the actual Burning Legion 2 Electric Boogaloo. This is fucking retarded.
Give my regards to Azeroth's champions.
I have much to teach you.
We'll take care of the reinforcements.
Go with Valera.
I trust you, champion. Find Antonorian, get the information we need, and take him down.
Before I do this, delves are kind of fucking boring and long for being short form content. Get back. Sorry about the wait, guys. I went and made my daughter some lunch as well while I was out there.
One moment. Your life is mine. Let's talk. Your pain, my pleasure. My eyes on you. I'll take that. I'll take that. My eyes on you. Your life is mine.
I need to target something first. I don't have a target. I need to get closer.
I will not die like them!
I don't know what the fuck this is. One of my add-ons just keeps fucking with shit. I think it just borked my stream too. What the fuck?
We embrace power. We do not fear it. Be open to possibilities. These notes have to hold the answer. Cassia, I'll make sure you didn't...
Umbric is finding a way into the Void Storm. Once we have it, the Vanguard can launch a direct attack.
I'll be in touch the moment I have a solution.
His help is deeply appreciated. I only wish word of it had arrived under better circumstances.
What do you mean?
We've news from Suncrown. The Light Bloom has all but devoured the village. Lady Liadrin left the moment we heard. Meet her and get any survivors out of there.
We'll make haste.
I will head there myself as soon as matters here are settled. Take care, both of you.
Quickly, to Suncrown! I only hope.
By the light, Anaria Shalala. Fight well. Remain vigilant.
What do we need to do?
It is as if the wilds themselves devoured this place.
This is horrific. Fairbreeze was nothing compared to it.
To the north, and then the light bloom was everywhere.
Hey man, have a good one. Appreciate you coming out. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Hey, bro, what's up?
Much, man, just chilling, playing WoW, using your channel for fucking the PNG thing.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I see Player Astronomical dropped a new video.
Dropped the new video?
Play Astronomical. Remember the anime, the Scarboro's anime intro?
Oh,
or the anime trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he made a new video.
That's cool. I'll have to look into that tomorrow. I know a Depthswalker had one set up for later too. But,
oh shit.
I started doing something else before it came out, so I'm probably going to end up watching it tomorrow. I might end up actually having to stop my stream. I don't know what's going on with it, man, but something's like mad fucked up. My game glitched, and now my whole like aspect ratio for like what's streaming is like fucking weird.
Shit.
Yeah. It's alright anyway, because like weren't you planning on like going live at some point?
Yeah, I'm actually setting up the videos that I want to react to now. Oh fuck. But I'm not streaming. I have not gone live yet, so I'm just here to chat for now. How's the stream going though?
Chilling, man. Been at it for like almost 4 hours.
Justin.
Yeah.
God, man. I need to stream more.
Yeah, I've been putting some work into it, man.
I think what I'm going to do today, because obviously there's multiple channels now that have released multiple music videos. So I think I'm going to try and like stick to the channel, well, my react, at least stick to the channels that have released multiple videos and then just react to a bunch of that person's videos at a time. Yeah, Vespa's released a bunch of music videos now.
Yeah, everybody's been putting out some good shit, man. Even Eli Lee, man, he put out another one earlier today, and it's actually like pretty fucking it's class.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask who that is because I don't know.
The Electric Eel Kid.
The channel's name is Eli Lee. What's it?
Eli Lee. Yeah, yeah. Let me fucking hop out of my game. I'm probably just gonna stop streaming anyway, so I can fucking figure out what's going on with this shit.
Oh, that's hectic. Like, yo. I'm assuming you shared it on X.
I did.
I'll just look.